This is what's interesting about time, is you can have things to offer someone that's 60 years old. Like, so it's not you're 5 years older than me. What if it's you're 35 years younger than me or something like that? Like, it is what it is when it's that. Period.
It is.
If you got something and I don't got it, you got it and I don't got it. You know, this is a weird world. Hey, what's going on? I thought I'd come over and talk to you real quick. My name is fucking Cody. Welcome to the Any Last Words pod. I really just, listen, this thing used to be so much more calculated than it is these days. Like, it used to be, I used to put so much more emphasis on like what was happening.
Yeah.
And then actually exactly what I was just talking to you about, where like I stopped doing things because I thought that it was like a way to do it, or that I wanted other people to look at it with some sort of approval. Like, and then I was just like, wait a second, that's not what I'm doing this for. I'm literally here just to record conversations with people because it's my favorite thing to do.
Yeah.
Okay, anyway. Any Last Words pod. My name is Earl Lonnie Hooks. A very, very special thanks to everybody. Mike, you keep all that. For everybody that will be joining us on SoundCloud, Spotify, Apple, as well as YouTube. Please do not forget to follow us at AOW Pod on Instagram. The God of me, honest to God, and each and every one of you. Today, we finally got Briaunna here.
Hi. Hello, everyone. I did not know I was podcasting today. So
You're okay. So this is funny for that reason, and it's monumental for that reason. You were the first person to ever come here and not know that they were about to podcast.
I did not think I was podcasting. So
it's like something told me that, because I was just like, you gotta come through, and you're like, yeah, sure. And I was like that was kind of easy. I was like, and your thoughts towards podcasting before were never like that receptive. So I was like, did something change, or did she? I was like, oh, nope. She actually, I was like, something told me. It was like a few hours ago. I was like, I don't think that she knows.
I did.
And then I'm sitting over here and you see all this stuff, and I got the light up, and you're like, wait a second. So now, we're here. So again, we were going to end up doing this regardless.
Okay.
But now we're here.
I'm here. I can bowl like right now. No? Okay.
That would be our shortest episode, and I would keep it and I'd send it to my friend and we'd put it out just because of that.
Edit this, like make it like 15 seconds, like it's over with.
What has been, because this isn't the first podcast that you've been asked to come on.
No.
And did you do that?
No.
You never did that?
No.
So what has been your main concern?
I don't know. Like, what are we going to talk about?
That's the concern?
And then also just, I don't know, kind of like the audience, where I'm not like a super private person, but I don't also want people to like, I don't know.
Hold on, no, you have to finish that. But you don't want people to what?
To know shit about me. Like, I don't know. Like,
that sounds pretty private.
If I don't fuck with you, then I don't fuck with you. Like, you don't need to know shit about me, because it's like people nowadays, just like with social media and everything like that, they just take shit and then they like try to like, oh, that's you, and it's like, no, that isn't me. Like, that's my Instagram, that's my Facebook, that's like my TikTok, my like whatever, and they're like, they think that like that's you, and it's like, no, that isn't me. Like, I don't know, like I shit post on my Instagram all the time, like just the craziest things you see on my Instagram, but that doesn't mean like that is me and who I am as a person.
Like that defines your real thoughts about stuff. It could just be you just having a good time.
Yeah, like I found that pretty funny, so like I'm going to post that to my Instagram, but that doesn't mean that's who I am every single day.
Right.
So.
Yeah, no, that makes a lot of sense. I was just having this conversation with someone the other day, and it was like we were looking at someone's Instagram. We know the person, and we're like, this just isn't them. Like, it's just, it's not even close.
Yeah.
It's just not even close. Like, this is them, caricatured, personified. Like, it's so overblown. It's so exaggerated.
Yeah.
And I was completely okay with that. And the friend was just like, why? Like, why do people do that knowing that they know a bunch of people in real life that also have them on social media, knowing people are going to be like, that's not you? And I was like, well, to be honest, I don't think in this day and age, maybe when social media first like bursted, this was more of a thing. But I think that now it's pretty understood and well documented that people online are not who they are offline.
Yeah.
Like, I think that that's a thing. I think people have a pretty general understanding that you're going to see a lot of people on Instagram or wherever, and that representation is going to be a completely different thing than what you get in real life.
Yeah, yeah.
I was like, so just the fact that this friend of mine was like still sort of, I'm like, you can let that go.
Yeah.
Like, that's going to be the majority of what you see.
Yes.
Just like, that's just what it is.
My thing is, it also has to deal with like, or has to do with the people that like you deal with every day. Like, my HR director followed me on Instagram. Like,
See, but why do people do that though, man? Yeah. That's fucked up.
But the thing is like, my account was private for the longest time. And then I was like, you know what? I don't care anymore. Like, anyone can follow me. I really don't give a shit. Whatever, blah, blah, blah. And then just out of nowhere, she followed me. And at first I was like, oh, fuck. Like, I can't shit post anymore. I can't do whatever, blah, blah, blah. But like, me at work is who I am at work. And then me in my outside life has nothing to do with like, and I think like, she's really cool. I'm over here.
It happens. Trust me. You're only on glass one. Just wait.
She's like really cool, and she's like very understanding, and she's not the type of person to be like, hey, Briaunna, I saw what you posted on Instagram. Like, or she is to be like, hey, that was funny. I saw what you posted on Instagram. She's not going to hold like, I don't think she's going to hold me accountable for what I like post on Instagram, but she also knows like me and that I bust my ass at work and like this is who I am. But then I also like to have fun, and I think like some shit is funny that other people wouldn't find funny.
Well, another thing is, if you make the decision to follow someone on Instagram, one, I feel like it's like Las Vegas. Like, you gotta leave that shit there.
Yeah.
I feel if you see some
stays there.
Yeah, like, this is Instagram. You're not about to ask me, because then I'm gonna see you. So if you request me, and I don't immediately within 24 hours like confirm that request.
Yeah.
And then I see you at work. You looking at me, and I'm looking at you.
You're like, hey, I know you saw my request. Why didn't you approve it?
But then some people are weird. Some people will ask you about it. They'll follow up and be, like, I've heard of like people following up and being like, hey man, like I sent you a
request. And it's just like, yeah, I saw it. And the funny thing is, I don't know. I'm also the person to like just deny shit. But like I said, I was
wait, deny what? Like, be like
request.
Oh, deny the request.
And if someone asked me like, hey, I wanted to follow you, I'm like, no, like I don't think we're no. Well, I don't want you to follow me. But now that I'm public, like I don't really have that choice. But the thing is, if I really want to, I'll just go block her. But the thing is like, if it does come up to where she's like, Brie, I saw what you like posted on your Instagram, then I'm gonna be like, sorry about it. You know who I am inside of work, and who I am outside of work has nothing to pertain to my job. Like, but there's gotta be, even though I know that social media is like the wild fucking west, there just has to be some etiquette. And I know that probably sounds crazy to people that are online and see all the wild shit thrown out online. They're like, Earl, guidelines, rules, like etiquette. What the fuck like manners, behavior. What are you talking about? See, I'm having that same thought because I'm like, I'm about to start an OnlyFans. So, Earl, I don't know what you're talking about.
Hey, listen, I just had this conversation too. Yo, what would you do? Like, would you be like a feet person?
No.
Oh, okay. No. Like, you're just gonna go full.
My nudes are fire.
Oh, you're just gonna do news. Yeah. Oh, and you also just talked to me about the clothing brand, the Chantel.
Yes.
Right.
So I don't know if they would like me
promoting this stuff.
So
shit.
I mean, they might want me to. Like I said,
that's what I'm saying. Why would you not just? Yeah. Why would you not take that free promotion?
Yeah.
It's not like
it's just like, hey, titties. You know.
Yeah, that's what it's for.
But no, I just ordered my Akatsuki cloak that comes in later on today. So, like, it'd be more of, like, cosplay and shit like that. But, like,
Akatsuki.
My nudes are fire as fuck.
That's so what's up. Like, Naruto, for those that don't know. Yes. Look up the Akatsuki. It's the coolest cloak ever. I wish. Yeah.
Ever.
There's a guy at work that wears one. He washes dishes. You remember him. I'm
gonna have to come back.
Okay, so did you order it for that reason?
No, I ordered it for, so we're doing a huge, like, bash at the brewery. And, yeah, the 29th, huge, like, costume contest, like, whatever. But Halloween is, like, my favorite holiday of all time.
Of course.
And a witch, is my normal go-to. And so I always do a witch, or I always do, like, Velma, like, whatever. But then I was like, I'm going to order an Akatsuki cloak. But the thing is, I tried to do it last year, too, but it was just, you know, back order, blah, blah, blah. Everyone wanted the Akatsuki cloak, so I couldn't get it. And so I decided to order it early. So it comes in tonight.
I wonder why the Akatsuki got, like, why was it just booming every year, or is it just
I think it's just booming every year around Halloween.
Yeah, because I'm like...
Yeah, no, but I got to order a headband and a couple other things. So that is my Halloween costume, but it could also play into, like, my OnlyFans. Like, we did Oktoberfest, and now I have it's called a dirndl, like the dresses that the women wear.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
And so now, like, the dirndl will be part of, like, my OnlyFans.
Oh, you're going to be a collector. You're going to slowly start collecting items. Yeah, that's not bad.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not bad. Yeah. I mean, it's a whole career.
Yeah.
You know, when did this hit you? Like, I need to know the process, like the thought process that got you to, yeah, I'm definitely about to do it on.
I mean, I actually have, like, I've started the account, haven't posted anything.
Oh, okay.
And so the account is there. I just haven't posted anything. And then, I don't know, I just started losing weight, and, like, I found, like, more confidence in myself of, like, nah, I'm pretty fucking hot. So, like, I'm going to post OnlyFans. So. Okay. Yeah. All
right.
And if it goes off, it goes off. If
it
doesn't.
That'll be interesting. Yeah, you know, that'll be interesting to see. Like, because you get engagement with the fans and stuff. I mean, it's only fans. Like, you get engagement with them. It'll be interesting. Oh, fuck. I'm going to have you come back. Or at least I just have to, you know what? Next time, it won't just be you showing up to a podcast. We'll just fucking hang out. Yeah. Because I'm going to need follow-ups. Yeah. Like, I need to know what the engagement's like.
Funny story, where this all came from. Like, I kind of just, like, thought about it again because I was talking to a friend at work about, like, OnlyFans, because he was just like, oh, I'm just going to start an OnlyFans. And I'm like, do it. Like, fucking do it. And he was just like, I don't know if it's going to be, like, successful, blah, blah, blah. So, kind of, like, sad story or funny story. I don't know. People are probably going to watch this and be like, wow, you're kind of weird. So
it happens.
We're at a funeral. It's my uncle's funeral, and my cousin, I won't say her name, beautiful, amazing, like, body after 2 kids, just, like, she's just an amazing person, and then she's just a beautiful person. We're leaving the funeral. She's like, I'm gonna ride with you. She's from a different state, so she came down for the funeral, and she's like, oh, they call me Nikki because my middle name's Nicole. So she's telling everyone, like, I'm gonna ride with Nikki because she came with other people, because we're all going back to my house for, like, the reception, or what do you want to call it. And so we stop at Starbucks, and her little sister's in the back of the car too, and she's just like, I think I'm gonna start an OnlyFans. I'm like, fuck it, do it.
How old is your sister?
Her sister is, at the time, I think she's 16, 17. Okay. So my cousin, again, I won't say, I want to say her name, but I won't say her name. She is 2 years older than me. Her and my brother were born the same year. So she, at the time, is 27. Okay. Because I'm 25. And she's just like, I want to start an OnlyFans. And I'm like, do it. So we literally set her OnlyFans up in the line of Starbucks. I'm like,
that is funny.
I'm literally like, this should be your name, because she's in my passenger seat. I'm like, this is your name, blah, 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 like, whatever. Can I get a venti almond milk, like, vanilla latte? Yeah, and, like, oh, no, post that pic, like, whatever, blah, blah. And can I get a caramel macchiato? And
Have you? Okay.
And now she's married to an NBA player. So this is where, like, it snowballed into. Yeah. So it's just like.
Do you have hoop dreams like that? Like, are you trying? Okay. So you're not trying to take it. Well, no. I mean,
I'm just trying to be an independent woman.
Okay.
I'm already an independent woman, but, like, you know, I'm just trying to, like, push it further.
Okay. All right, but you're open, like, you don't know how far, like you said, if it goes off, it goes off. If so, like, depending upon, because goes off, there are levels to going off. Yeah. So, like, you don't know where it may go, but you're down with whatever happens. Like, you're willing to reap whatever benefits.
And everything, where it's just like, I'm not gonna I don't know, if some dude's like, oh, I want to, like, sweep you away and, like, you, like, quit your job, blah, blah, blah.
Oh.
Like, no, it's not going to be that. I'm going to continue doing what I'm doing. You're not going to take me away from me making my... Like, I'm not going to be dependent on anyone.
He wants to come save you.
Yeah, I don't need to be saved. Okay.
Why are you doing this, man? Like,
I don't need to be saved.
You don't gotta do this. Like, come with me, man. You can get away from this life.
This is 100%, like, I want to do... Like, no one's forcing me to do this. I don't, like... No, you're not gonna save me from shit, because I don't need saving.
So all right. Yeah. So, when it comes to the account, because you're talking about, like, what it is that... Because, you're saying just, like, post this, post that. You're talking about, the sort of formatting of this person's... You said your cousin.
Yeah.
Your cousin's OnlyFans page. And I have no idea. I've never been on the site. I don't know what the interface looks like. I have no idea what the engagement is.
Like, I just have the account. I don't know what anything else looks like. So I don't know what I'm getting into. But.
Have you, and you'll probably figure this out as you go, but have you thought about exactly what you're ready to do or willing? Is it just still photos? Is it videos? Is it, or you haven't got there yet? You'll see as it continues on.
I haven't gotten there yet. Like,
once the Akatsuki comes in, we'll start. Maybe you'll get some other answers.
Yeah, because I feel like with OnlyFans, like, you can get, like, multiple audiences, I guess, like, you want to say, like, multiple, like, people where, like, there are people that are into anime and there's people that aren't into anime. You can get, like, the really old guys that are just into, like, certain things, because, like, I also know this girl from high school where she doesn't, and they will buy her lingerie and then she'll model the lingerie, and that's where, like, I guess your tips come in, or, like, whatever. Right. Like, she has a PO box.
Sponsorship dollars, yeah.
She has a PO box where you're not going to know my home address. You're not going to know anything other than that, other than, like, my P.O. box. So everything's sent there. She models it, and, like, she gets more money. So, and, like, she'll have, like, phone calls and, like, whatever. And she's married with children. And, like, her husband is just like...
I told people it can happen.
You go, girl.
Let me grab that off you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
He's just like, you're making us more money. Like, I don't give a fuck, you know?
You're making us more money.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, he was like, he is secure with, like, who he is as a man, and, like, that's all it takes.
It does exist.
Yeah, it does.
It does exist.
I swear it exists. I'm not a man, but, like, it can exist.
It can.
Thank you.
Yes. Not saying that that's just, you know, the average, that's the conventional, that's just, but it exists.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to find that.
I didn't know I was going to be podcasting about OnlyFans, Earl.
Well, I mean, hey, listen, man, you brought this up, but I think that this is hilarious. I think it's so, because it's just like, damn, yeah, like, I'm just going to do this, and I don't see why, like, it wouldn't work. That's the thing. It's like, you're just going to do it, and it's going to work. Like, I don't understand. Like, you get to go to a place where people are flooding in every day looking for this. And then you're talking about the different demographics, like, that you could garner.
Yeah.
And you're talking about cosplay. You're talking about, you know, like, one, Naruto's huge. We're talking about anime. We're talking about a black woman, right? And that's its own kind of niche thing, right? You know, so then it's like, you know, maybe people that are usually into this don't always get the black women as a part of it. But I know that this is also just like a huge ocean, and there's a whole bunch of shit I don't know about. Yeah. So I'm certain that there are, but there could always be more. Yeah. Is what I'm saying. Yeah. And so, like, that's why I'm really excited to know, like, the follow-up to all this, because I can't wait until you're just like, oh, yeah, like, it's fucking...
I mean, I'll come back as long as you tell me, like, hey, you're podcasting today about your OnlyFans account.
I mean, fuck it. If you will do that, then for sure.
No, I'll come back.
Because, that's really dope. Hey, Terrence, Briaunna, Terrence.
It's nice to see you.
No, that's really something, because I don't know if I know anyone. I probably do know, but I don't know that they have an OnlyFans account. But that would be interesting. The reason I just went straight to feet, which may have just been super weird, but the reason, right, because a lot of people don't want to be, they don't want their face a part of it. They don't want to be seen. Exactly, and it's just, and there are so many people that are really, really into feet, and I think that through my research, that feet is like top for fetishes.
Yeah.
Like, it's something like that.
Like, sending, like, underwear and, like, sweaty, like, gym clothes and, like, whatever. No.
I think BDSM is a lot in there, you know, like, that's definitely top.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like, that's top.
Yeah.
Like, 2. If not
one, it's
it just might just be 1.
Yeah, like feet might be number 1 because it's just like everyone knows.
Yeah, people won't admit these things though, because you know, a lot of people feel weird about that. But that's
whatever.
But that's what I was asking. See, so you could open up so many different kinds. Like you could just have like a feet profile. You could have a boom. You have a whatever.
Yeah. It's just whatever I want to
diversify.
Yeah, and it's just like, so I guess like, when I was talking to my cousin about it and, like, other people that I know that have, like, OnlyFans, you can send people, like, private messages and, like, whatever. So if they request something, like, it doesn't have to go out on, like, your profile or whatever. It could just be specifically to that person, and then they send you, like, that amount of money.
That's when people paying, like, the premium membership and shit. Like, it's like... you know, they not
a month. I'm here.
Yeah, like they not the regular like $10 a month dude. Like that's the $100 a month. That's
But like I always joke about it, like the place where where I previously worked, you work now, and also the place where I work now, I'd be making bank. So if they ever were like, "Hey, Brie, you got an OnlyFans and like you can't work for us anymore," I'd be like, "That's cool. You guys will still be paying my bills because you'll be paying the people that are paying my bills."
Wow, that would be interesting if someone found your account.
Yeah. Yeah, but the thing is,
you like, could again. Oh no,
I wouldn't even be worried about it.
How would you want to market it? Like, would you use social media? To try to. Okay, so would you just make your stuff private again?
Yes,
and then have private, like a link.
Yes, and then probably post it in my bio. But that's the thing. If you're paying me, I really don't care, because I think like on OnlyFans they don't have like a screenshot option. It's kind of like Netflix. Like if you are on your phone and you decide to like screen record something, and you go back to that screen record, it's black. Like it has like whatever they did. I don't know. I'm not like
whatever. Who the fuck knows about that? Yeah,
not me. So if you try to screenshot something on OnlyFans, it just turns up black. So like the picture that's saved is just black. They're good. They would have to go to HR and be like, "Hey, this is Bree's account, blah 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 blah." But the thing is, it's just like, why are you following your boss? Why are you following like?
Why do you have access? Why did you get this far?
Yeah, like because you got to pay for it. So
you're incriminating yourself. Like that's the first thing I would do is just be like, so like, do you see her on here? And be like,
funny story.
Nigga, what you doing on? Like that?
We're both in trouble. So.
That would be funny. But then again, like even I don't even know these days. Like life is so engulfed by social media. I don't know what people are allowed to do, because it's sort of like if you wanted to drug test everybody that work for you. Now you can't run a business. Because now you have to fire everyone. So my thing is, if you dig deep enough, now you just got to fire your whole staff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So what's allowed and what's not allowed in policy through social media?
And I don't think like OnlyFans or like anything like that has been put into policy, you know? Like, I don't think our HR director
they're not.
is like, "Hey, you have an OnlyFans, like, we can no longer, like, have you work for us." It's just like, hold on.
Yeah, the only thing I could see is talking shit about the company, like hearsay, you know, and slander about the company.
Yeah.
I could easily see that. Like, you can't be working for me, but then be on social media trashing the place.
But
I could see that,
is, like, and if I take your logo, make them pasties, put them on my titties, you know how much like money we're gonna be making? You know how many people are going to be showing up to this job?
Oh my gosh, that is fucking hilarious.
It's like, I take your
You're
logo,
about to turn that place into like a Hooters. Like, people are going to be popping up like, "Hey man, she works here."
So not even being like cocky or anything, but like I have people that will literally be like, "Oh, you work there? I'm coming to see you." And it's just like, so they spend like a shit ton of money, like just like older men, regular men, like whatever, blah, blah, blah. And they spend hundreds of, like, and all I have to do is like, "Hi, nice to see you," whatever, blah, blah, blah. And it's just like, that's all they want is for me to say hi to them. And they end up spending hundreds of dollars.
Well, again, so. I don't know what your conversations like or what things are like outside of me. Like, I truly don't. Like, I mean, again, no one knows shit about you unless you allow them in, right? So I don't know shit about you, right? For the most part, I know some. I know some things. I know some things. I know, but the reason that you're even here is because as long as I've known you, you've been pleasant to me.
Yeah. Right?
So I think that you have like the pleasant gene. Like you can be very likable. So that's why I think it'll work. Like
I'm very open to people I want to be open to. How would I say this? I wouldn't say I'm like open to everyone, but I'm courteous to everyone, no matter whether it's like I'm first time meeting you, like whatever, blah, blah, blah. I'm courteous to everyone. It doesn't matter. Like if you're having an issue, this is my first time meeting you, like you can come talk to me. Like I do not give a shit at all. Like I will try to help you. But my thing is, if you're disrespecting me, if you're being an asshole, you're being narcissistic, anything like that, I'm going to hold you, like it's a boundary that I set with you. But like, we don't have boundaries. Like you were Earl to me. Like we've known each other for however long. Like, and I wouldn't be just randomly coming over and not knowing that I'm podcasting, but like wouldn't just be like randomly like coming over just like if I didn't, I don't know. But yeah, I'm courteous to everyone. I'll be helpful to everyone. And it's kind of like, oh, like you show respect to everyone. And it's just like, respect versus being courteous. Like I think those are two different things. So it's like you can respect, but you gotta earn that. Like for me, you have to earn respect. But me being courteous, I give that to everyone. Kindness, I give to everyone. Me being kind to you doesn't mean I necessarily respect you, but but like that's just me. Like you have to earn my respect, like. And
I think that goes a super long way, and that's why I think that these men, like all you have to do is just be courteous.
Be courteous and kind.
Be courteous and kind and attractive doesn't hurt. And then once all those things are entwined, the world's your oyster. You can do all. You can go to the moon. And so I think that a lot of the time people just want connection. Means a lot of things. It doesn't just mean I just want to have sex with you. It means if you're kind, you're courteous, you can speak, right? You're receptive. A lot of people just like dudes that go to strip clubs or it's OnlyFans or the bar or wherever they're at. Sometimes they just want to talk to someone.
They literally just want to talk to someone. And like, I wouldn't say I don't judge people, but like, I don't know. For some reason, my face gives off like, you need to know my darkest secret. And my face just gives that to people, where people would just walk up to me and be like, hey, you know what I did when I was 6 years old? And I'm like, I didn't need to know that, but I'm glad you thought that it was okay to tell me. So, like, I get a lot of people telling me, like, their deepest, darkest fucking secrets. And I'm just like, okay. But I'm probably going to judge you in my head, but I'm going to be like, hey, man, it is what it is. As long as you're not harming people, hurting people, killing people, raping people, like, whatever it is what it is to me.
Yeah.
Like, that's just what you had going on at 6 years old, and I don't know why you told me.
My life was different at 6, so you know
like,
what I mean?
I've had grown-ass men, like, drunk as I don't know what. Blah, 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 I hate my wife and kids, like, whatever, but, like, I still provide for them, and, like, my wife gets to go on vacation, we go to Disneyland every year, like, whatever, blah, blah. I'm like, okay, as long as you don't abuse your wife and hurt your kids physically and mentally, like, I don't know, but the thing is, I don't know why the fuck you're telling me. I don't know why my face says that, but okay.
I mean, there are certain people that just have like a fuck off written on their forehead. It's just a thing. And I think about those people because some of those people are close to me, and it sort of makes me.
But some people take that as like an invitation, like, oh, you want like the resting bitch face. Some people take that, like, because I do have a resting bitch face sometimes. People take that as an invitation.
They take it as a challenge.
Yeah.
Like, so you
want to talk to me?
You find someone that. Do you? I mean, I feel like you sometimes might like that, depending upon if it came from the right person. If they felt challenged. No? Not at all?
No. Because, like, if it's a man, no. If it's a woman, like, okay, they're like, oh, I thought you were bitchy. I'm like, okay.
Wait a minute. Wait, why is that one cool?
No, with men, I don't know. I just have a thing with men where, like, you want to challenge me. I don't want any parts of it.
Where you hate us.
I don't hate you. But I also just, like, why do you feel the need to challenge me? Like...
No. Not challenge you. Challenge themselves. It's not
you choose me though.
Yeah,
you choose me.
Yeah,
all people. Why?
But again, that's a very certain type of person. That's like a competitor. That's a competitor.
So I have a story for you. Not a story, but so I'm on Hinge, and like sometimes I delete my account where I'm just like, fuck this.
Hinge is one of the cleaner ones. Hinge is one of the ones that I enjoy.
So this guy I match with on Hinge, and he like says something about my picture, blah blah blah. I don't have notifications on. I'm not too worried about who matches with me. I really don't give a fuck. Like, it's just for, like, my convenience, which is totally okay, but some people don't think that's okay. Like, you need to respond. So this guy messages me twice off of, like, the prompts I have and the pictures that I have. And I'm sorry, I'm at work. I literally spend about 10 to 12 hours, sometimes 14, 16 hours at work a day. And so I'm not on Hinge. Sorry about it. I'm just not. And so he responds twice, and then I don't respond. I'm at work. I'm not even worried about the notifications on my phone that I don't fucking have. And then he's just like, oh, so you're just not going to respond to me? And then, and again, I don't see this. But the thing is like, everything is time-stamped. And then he was just like, oh, I take it as you not responding as, like, you're not interested. So immediately, I see what he says. I'm like, oh, that's really nice of you. Like, you're commenting on my pictures and you're commenting on my prompt. Whatever. Like, one of my things is, can you guess my favorite John Mayer song? Not many people can. It's not a well-known song, whatever, blah, blah, blah. So he tries to guess, and then he comments on my picture, blah, blah, blah. Oh, so you're not going to respond to me? And I'm just like... hold on. So I'm reading these in a row. And, like, I literally swipe over to see the timestamp where it's just, like, he responds to my picture, makes the comment, whatever, blah, blah, blah. An hour later, so you're not going to respond, like, to me. And then, like, not even, like, 15 minutes later, he goes, oh, I take your not responding as, like, you're not interested. And so I respond back, well, no, now I'm not fucking interested because you don't think that I have a life outside of fucking Hinge. You think that I'm, like, getting these notifications and I'm just like, oh, a man responded to me. Let me, like, talk to him. No.
Yeah,
like, relax.
I
literally screenshotted this shit and sent it to my group chat. Like, my
that's
friend's
what happens.
That's what happens. So, like, men beware. We're screenshotting this shit. We're sending it to the group chat. We're all, like, fucking roasting you when you do this. Like, give me time, bro. Give me time. Like, you don't, like, you literally see that I, assistant manager at brewery. It doesn't say where I work, whatever, but it says assistant manager. Manager title, you probably think that, you know, I'm busy doing shit. Like, I'm managing an entire fucking establishment.
And you know what? You're actually giving him more credit because whether you were a manager or not, just the fact that you're a human being, like, I'm not...
Like, why should I respond to you right away? Instant gratification, you're not going to get it. I'm sorry, you're not going to get it from me.
There's a very, very big conversation that needs to be had, and I love having this conversation.
Yeah.
And it's, what do you think I owe you?
What do you think I owe you? I don't even know you. And the funny thing is, sorry, Mom, if you ever watch this podcast, I saw my mom's text this morning. She literally lives 10 yards away from me. I can, like, wave to my mom from our porches. That's nice. I saw it, and I was like, I don't want to deal with you right now. I could have easily responded to you. The thing is, I can open my front door and yell to my mom, and she would know that I'm talking to her. Right. Like, that's the thing is, like, she's right there. I don't even respond to her text. If she's outside, she can hear me. If she's inside in her room in the back of the house, she can still hear me. But the thing is if I don't want to deal with you, I don't have to. you know? And it's just like, but like I have been super busy. I try to respond to people when I can, and like the easiest, but
and when you want to.
When I want to, but like I'm normally not that person, but like you want to make me that person, okay? You want to make me that person? I don't want to fucking respond to you right now. Like you know the relationship I have with my mom, so it's just like I'll respond to you when I want to. Like I'm setting a boundary. But for most people that don't know me, my friends, like whatever, like I try to respond as soon as I can when I have the time to. But like work has been ridiculous. We lost our general manager. Not lost. Good riddance.
He didn't get lost somewhere.
No. He was promoted to guest. So it's just been like us managers like thriving on our own, and like I've stepped up and taken the lead because like I'm sorry, I'm not gonna let us drown. So I've been taking that lead. So it's just like I read text messages, but then something pops up and something happens where it's just like I want to respond to, you know, Crystal's literally my best friend, but I've gone days without responding to her. But we have that type of relationship to where it's just like, oh no, I get it, I understand. But like there's men out there, it's just like, oh, you don't respond to me the same day I text you.
Did.
And it's just like, hold on. So one, I'm already an independent woman, and I'll respond to you when I want to fucking respond to you. So this isn't going to work out. This is not going to work out. Yeah. This is not going to work out at all. Go ahead and
yeah, that's strike 1, 2, and 3 right there. Like, because just, again, it's all, you're talking about your mom and like what you owe your mom, and you're still just like, mom, like, I still don't owe you a response right now. And that's your mom.
10 seconds. Like a 10-second walk.
Right.
Away from me. And I saw your text this morning, and I was like, nah, I'm not dealing with this shit.
So imagine what the dude on Hinge is not going to get from you.
Bro, all I know is your first name. I don't even know you. So.
And your height.
Yeah.
So
and your height.
So, you know
and
what I'm
you
saying?
Don't have kids. That's it.
So like that's what's so weird, because it's great that you get that information immediately, that someone shows you just how like sort of weird and controlling they are, because you're just like, all right, cool, thank you for letting me know that. Gone. Yeah. Because it's like, it's so weird that people grow up in some way where they feel like people that they don't even know for real owe them something. So just imagine what it's like for the people that are actually in their lives.
Yeah.
Could you imagine the expectations that person holds on the people close to them?
No.
Oh my God.
I want no parts.
No parts.
You think I fucking owe you something just because you told me, hey, beautiful? Bro, I get that every day. Like, not even being cocky, not even like whatever. I get the same shit every fucking day.
See.
Like, be different. Be different. Maybe you'll catch my attention.
How do you tell someone to be original?
Be original.
You know? Yeah, but
be original.
Yeah, but it's either you're original or you're not.
Or you're not.
Yeah.
The thing is, he wasn't.
You can't fake originality.
No.
That's not original. Like, you can't fake that.
No.
Yeah. No.
So,
damn.
Yeah.
Especially with someone that's perceptive.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that sucks.
I can read a room.
So you have to walk into a bunch of people constantly that are trying to masquerade as someone else and thinking that they're actually pulling it off.
Yes. And like that's the thing is, I don't know, we've talked about like my intuition is just ridiculous, and I can read a room like no one else. Where if you're not feeling a conversation with me, hey, how's it going? You're not getting shit else from me. You're not feeling me today. That is completely fine. I read your energy. I read the room. We're not doing it today. And I don't know. People like to, especially because I am a manager and like quote unquote like boss, where like I'll have people come up to me and they like try to like play this thing with me of like, well, you know, like, I'm feeling sick and, like, blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, no, you want to go out and you want to drink tonight? And they're just like, I'm like, yeah, bro, I can read you. I can read a room. Like, you're completely fine. Just say, like, hey, Brie, can I get cut early? Because, like, I'm trying to go out and drink. I'd rather take that over someone, like, giving me shit. I can read anyone. So.
That's important.
Yeah.
That's extremely important.
Yeah. I can read a fucking room.
I just gave a one of my old favorite communications books called Small Talk to a friend by a woman named Deborah Fine. She killed it. She like named the whole thing, I think, the fine art of small talk. Mm-hmm. And small talk used to be something I fucking hated. You still do to this day?
Yeah. Hate it. I hate small talk. I fucking hate it. Get to the point, bro.
So you're trying to, I can see that. To the point. You're so funny because you're just you through and through. Like you're you in every aspect. Like that's what I would expect you to say. Like, sorry, fuck out of here. So what do you say what you want to say to me? Like that's what I imagine.
Just say what you want to say. Mm. Say what you want to say because it just makes everything easier. Say what you need to say. Literally. Say what you need to say. Just say what you need to say, bro. John Mayer. Love that man. Have him tattooed on my arm. Love him. Yeah.
Yeah. That was a really good song. You know what's great about the song is he won a Grammy for that song, but it's not like he talks about this. I think it's so funny. And I'll get back to what I was talking to.
This man has 7 Grammys. Sorry.
But he will create some wild monster sonically. Meaning he'll put like 100 chords together on a song or something like that, or he'll create something that's super intricate and challenging to himself.
And he's just fucking around.
But then he's like, but that's not even what the people actually like. No. Like what pops are the really, really simple things.
Yeah.
And Say was one of those songs where it's very, very simple.
Yeah.
Like the lyrics are simple, the music is simple, everything's simple about it, but it's like powerful.
Say what you need to say. Say what
even when your hands are shaking, even when your eyes are closing.
Say what you need to say.
Do it with a heart wide open.
Yep.
Yeah, like that part, like that bridge is like very, very powerful. Everybody should go listen to "Say" by John Mayer right now. It's fantastic.
Everyone should just
get a little bit more confidence in yourself and what it is you have to put out into this world.
Yes, you should watch his 2-hour documentary on YouTube because I did.
I can see that. Damn, I forgot what I was talking about.
We were just talking about like people like
small talk.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. So the whole point is, I was a hater. There was just a point in time where that's exactly what I wanted as well. I wanted, as soon as when I like discovered consciousness, like discovered that like I was like a conscious being that could do things in the world, but also observe myself from behind myself, right? And other things sort of like that. And then it's something you get like really amped up about it, and you want to tell people like, hey, there's like a wake up button. Like there's more to see and experience out here. And I'm not talking about having to go somewhere. I mean like inside. Yeah. Like you can awaken something that will change your whole perception of life. And so then you go off and you sound like a crazy person amongst, whatever. If you've ever seen Harry Potter, I call some people muggles. And so you're now in front of a bunch of muggles just talking a bunch of crazy shit. And it's like, okay, I should relax. And you learn that through time when people keep looking at you crazy. And we've actually had this conversation about you saying things and people looking at you like you're crazy. So you learned at some point in time, okay, I guess I'm done.
I'm just going to stop talking. Yeah.
Like when I come across someone that's a little bit more open-minded or whatever, then we can have that conversation.
Then we'll have the conversation.
Aside from that, leave me alone.
Yeah.
So I wanted that out of people immediately. I wanted just like that. Let's just talk. Let's talk about our minds. Let's talk about our past. Let's talk about our emotions. Let's talk about, like, I just wanted to get to the truth as quickly as possible. Like the deepest truth that people had. And it like took many, many years of me trying to like get that out of people because I saw how rewarding it was in my life. So I wanted that. I wanted other people to feel that. It came from an altruistic place. Like, this is a great place to be, guys. Like, trust me. You're sad, you're angry, you look like shit every day. But like, if you got a little bit of what it was I was talking about, like you'd see your life start getting better. So that's what it came from. It came from me wanting to help people. Then you just realize that you can't do that for people.
Yeah.
Right? At some point in time, you learn that.
They have to do it themselves. Yeah.
So in all these communications books I'm reading and research, I come across this book, Small Talk, and I'm like, I hate small talk. I should read this book. That's how I connected with it. And from that point on, it was never the same. It was never the same because I had realized through reading the book and shifting the framework in which I saw things, small talk is the vessel used. It's the vehicle used to get to the conversation that you're trying to get to. You can't just be popping up on people and asking them, hey, tell me your deepest, darkest secret. Well, I mean, people do that with you, or they just tell you their deepest, darkest secret.
My face just says, like, hey, tell me. Yeah.
But, you know, you just can't be running up on people. Talk to me about your traumas. Talk to me about what matters to you most in the world. Like, that shit is weird. Yeah. I get that.
Yeah.
This is a vehicle used for someone to trust you for a second.
Yeah.
Understand that you're not an enemy. Understand that you're not coming to them to glean some information that then you're going to somehow use to destroy their lives, right? Yeah. And that's what small talk is used for. And when you start to learn more and more about it, you realize that it doesn't actually take that long. You can actually start with small talk in one or two little hops and steps. You're talking about some shit that you guys actually care about.
Yeah.
Like that's a real thing. So then I shifted the perspective and I stopped hating small talk. I was like, actually, it's very, very simple to just talk about lingerie, Chantel, Paris, whatever the fuck it is that we're talking about, and then just slowly OnlyFans, what's going on, and then now we're here. What are we? 46 minutes into the episode, like we're here now.
Yeah.
And that's just the vessel. That's just the vehicle. That's just the way of transit between these different things, and I bring all this up because you're talking about originality and people speaking to each other in the dating world. And one of the things that I find is that I love the dating world. I mean, I love speaking with people. I love listening to them. It's literally my favorite thing. I could sit here and do this all day long. I love it. I see depth to it and layers to it and just such complexity to it. This is my favorite thing to do. You just sit and talk with people all day long. I could just do this. It's so awesome to me.
Yeah.
But a lot of that comes from my understanding of conversation.
Yeah.
And if you don't have that, like, again, you got it or you don't. And you can, and not to say, I mean, there are definitely methods and techniques and stuff you can learn through time. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that that's not the case. But yeah, I can imagine it being weird for people where it's not their favorite thing. You don't necessarily super love people like I do. You're not searching, to have really cool, conversations. It's just like if you pop up and I fuck with you, then I fuck with you. And if people aren't really trying to figure out how to use small talk or how to have real conversations with people, you're just gonna be shit out of luck a lot of the time when it especially comes to someone that would need that.
Yeah.
Such as yourself. Like you would need someone that is perceptive. You would need someone that can articulate themselves, talk about some things, because you're just gonna be looking at like a boy, if not, and be like, okay, what's happening?
That's like when it comes to dating, where if I don't know, like I went on a Hinge date just out of the blue, like whatever, like he was pretty cool, we were texting, whatever, blah blah, and I'm like, wow, like maybe this guy's kind of cool, and he ended up being kind of cool, like, and I was like, okay, I agree with this. He was the only white guy in the black fraternity in ODU. Like,
one of those. I know them dudes.
He was one of those.
I know them dudes.
And we went to ODU at the same time because he was like, I was in ODU at this time, blah blah blah. And then he showed me a picture, and I was like, I was there when you took that picture. And I was like, if you remember me, I was standing by the cooler, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And he was like, oh my God. So like, again, conversation like went somewhere, whatever, blah, blah, blah. But if it's like, I go to work and, I like to hang out at bars and, I like to shoot deer. I'm not interested, bro. I'm not interested. I do not give a fuck. Like, if you can't tell me anything, like, interesting about your life, or if you can't give me, like, any, like, in-depth, or, like, something crazy, tell me something crazy. Tell me your darkest secret. Like, I am okay with people telling me their deepest, darkest secrets, but, like, not when I'm, like, 8 hours deep into work and you're just like, well, hey, by the way.
Oh, yeah. Those are the ones you're going to get because you're 8 hours into work and they've been drinking for the last 5 hours.
Yeah, and they're looking at me and they're just like, you know what? This bitch right here, she needs to hear every secret I've ever had in my entire life. And it's just like, is that what my face says? It doesn't. But, I don't know. Just the dating world and, like, I don't know. It's different. It's different. So I don't know. I can literally talk to a wall. I hear people all the time tell me like, wow, you're just so friendly. Like I can talk to anyone. I can find things to pick from and like continue the conversations with people. That doesn't mean I'm enjoying it, but it's just like when I know that someone needs me and that someone needs to vent to me, I'm okay with it. But it is taxing sometimes where it's just like, fuck. Like, I need to take some time to recover from that conversation.
Yeah, so. If you feel like it's not at all serving you and you're doing it simply to appease the other person or help soothe the other person, then I could definitely see that being the case. Again,
I'm okay with, but it's just like when you get that shit back to back to back where it's just like, I kind of like there have been times where I go and I look at myself in the mirror and I'm just like, what about me? What about me says? And like, again, Crystal, we have this saying where I was over her house one day, we were talking with her friend and her friend goes, because she's talking about like a dating website, and she goes, what about me makes you think that it is okay to talk to me that way? So like our phrase that we love to use is, what about me makes you think? Like, whatever comes after that, whatever. Like, she literally got me a coffee mug that says, like, what about me makes you think?
Yeah.
And whatever happens after that, whatever. Like, after that phrase is whatever.
Do you ever inquire, though? Like,
no.
You never... No. But you find it interesting, fascinating, but you never...
Because I don't want to hurt their feelings. I'm not out here to hurt your feelings.
Oh, nah. You don't... Nah, you can definitely do it. You don't have to be in a dig and be like, why the fuck... Like, what is it... You don't have to say like this. What is it about my face that makes you want to fucking talk to... You don't have to say it like that. You be like, hey, listen, I understand you feel like really comfortable... Like, I never do it to the person. I never do it to the person, but, like, there are some times where, like, there's another manager at work where I'm just like, hey... What about me? Like, tell me. Yeah. Tell me, do I look like I'm okay with this conversation? Like, whatever. And then she'll go, like, Brie, you can literally talk to a wall. Like, you just seem, like, inviting to people. And I'm just like... Oh, see, I wish even then that she was a bit more specific. Like, I get it. Like, I look inviting. Could you tell me what that is exactly, though? Like, I clearly I'm inviting.
Smile.
Oh,
like,
okay.
Me, like, because I smile at everyone. It's something I learned at freaking Salamanca. It's like you being, but I was always a smiley person because it's just like, so, like, getting a little deep here with like suicide and depression, like whatever. Like, there's a bunch of stories where it's just like that person smiled at me and that saved my life. So that's something that, like, pops in my head. It's just like, if I smile at this person, I ask them how they're doing, like whatever, like I could be the person that saves their life that day.
You feel like one time or maybe more than various times there was a smile that did it where you were like, damn, like, okay, like what were you like absorbing or conceptualizing when that person smiled at you? Like, what was it? Like, oh shit, I maybe I still have hope in humanity. Like, what is it?
Maybe they care, you know, because it's just like, okay, that person smiled at. Maybe it isn't that bad. Like, it was more of like, maybe it isn't that bad. Like, maybe they actually like give a shit about me, or not even that. Maybe they give a shit about me, but it's just like, maybe they care, because it's just like you see that person smile and you're just like, oh, they care. Well, maybe my mom cares, maybe my dad cares, you know. And it just like it like snowballs and like avalanches into like something bigger, like thoughts for you. So like that's how it is for me. It's just like, well, maybe if I smile at this person, because like you hear all the time, and like, I don't know, I'm really big into like podcasts and like true crime and like whatever, blah blah blah, where it's just like, oh, I was about to jump off the Golden Gate Bridge, but then this guy asked me like, hey, how's it going today? And the guy like sat down and had a 15-minute conversation with me. Yeah. So it's just like, what if this is the conversation that they need to have to not kill themselves? Yeah. You know? The
Golden Gate Bridge is one of those places where it's like notoriously known for people jumping off of it. Yeah. And I read some story where there was like a bike cop or something out there that would just go out there and just wait for people to come, because inevitably, if you waited long enough, someone was going to show up, thinking about jumping off. And this person had like a 100% success rate of getting people to not jump. Yeah. He would just start asking them very certain questions, and he'd be like, hey man, just, talk to me about tomorrow. Like, what are you going to do tomorrow? Like, what are your plans tomorrow? And then it gets you out of thinking just how bad the moment is right now. You start thinking about tomorrow.
Yes.
Like, who's there?
Yes.
What is there to do?
Yeah.
And then you're like, oh, fuck, I got things to do tomorrow.
I got things to do tomorrow.
I got things to do. It seems like such a basic thought, but it's like, damn, I have things I could do.
Huge. That is so huge for people. So again, getting deep, like that was me at a point. Like I ended up like slitting my wrist and like whatever, blah, blah, blah. I wasn't thinking about tomorrow. And like the one thing, like when people are just like, oh, like suicide is selfish, like whatever, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, think about like you finally thinking about yourself. That's the thought that you think about all the time. You're thinking about yourself. That's not how people feel. Like with me being the person that I am, I think about everyone else 24/7. How is that person being affected? How can I make their life better? Blah, 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 blah. But in that like moment where I slit my wrist, that was the one moment in my entire life I was thinking about how I felt as a person, like, and how deep these feelings, like, finally, fuck what they feel. Fuck how my mom feels. Fuck how my dad feels. My nieces are going to be sad. Whatever. Fuck them. But how do I feel, Briaunna? How do you feel? You know? And that brought me to the point of, like, I don't want to be here anymore. And you know what? There's therapy for them. You know, and it might, it does. It sounds selfish.
They'll figure it out.
But they'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Because it's just like, my dad's brother committed suicide back in 1996, 26 years ago. Literally, I was 3 months old when this happened. But it's just like, my dad's okay. His mom is okay. Like, everyone's okay now. Yeah, they're sad. It sucks. Whatever, blah, blah, blah. But then I look at that where I'm just like, okay, they got over it. It's cool. You know, it's totally fine. And in that moment where you're like gunshot, whatever you want to do, hang yourself, like whatever, you're finally at peace and you're thinking about yourself. That's an interesting perspective because, you know, I think like my grandpa was about to die. Like he was on his way. Like we knew he was on his way. And he wanted to smoke cigarettes. And my dad was like, listen, man, let him. He wants to smoke cigarettes. My uncle was the same way. He had cancer. He literally had a couple weeks to live, and my mom was just like, no. The doctor said, and I was like, fuck it. He literally has 3 weeks. The doctor said he has 3 weeks.
You gotta let that nigga smoke. You gotta
let him smoke.
You gotta let him smoke.
If this is what brings him happiness, just fucking let him do it.
And so again, it all goes back to that question: what do I owe you?
What do I owe you?
Do I owe you? And this conversation has come up in many different ways on this podcast, but it is a question that people should really ask themselves. Like, what do you truly think that someone else in life owes you? Like, really? Do you think that they owe you their life? Do you think that they owe you their presence here forever? Like, what? Like, and if so, why? Why do they owe you that? It's a very good question to ask yourself. Or is that just not actually the way that life works, and this is just mostly how I feel because I have attachments to things, and I don't like seeing those attachments detached.
Yeah. And it's just like needing and wanting. Like, I want something so much, but do I need that? I don't need it.
That's the whole.
But it's like, I want that. I want that person to stay. I want that person to stay in my life, but I don't need that person. Where it's just like,
do I want them to stay here against their will while they're in pain?
Exactly.
You know, and for how long am I willing to put them in that position so I can keep them here? Exactly. It gets weird.
And when you're young, you're just like, no. Like, I want that person to stay. I want that person to stay. But then when you grow up and you become mature, it's just like, oh, that person doesn't want to be here. Like, I'd rather just not hold them here. It's going to suck for me. That pain is going to fucking hurt. But it's fine. I will live through it. And that's another thing. Like, people have to just understand, like, pain only lasts so long. It only lasts so long. It does happen. It fucking sucks, but you will get through it. I don't know. And I literally have to talk myself through that sometimes where it's just like, wow, this pain sucks. And it's just like, but it's fine. I'll get through it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes I think that there's like a certain amount of pain that, you know, I'm grateful for.
Yeah.
It's mostly because
it teaches you things.
I'm even alive to perceive pain.
Yeah.
Like, it could just be nothing. In that case, I wouldn't be thinking about any of these things. But the fact that I can feel something, because some people try their very best, and some of us have to numb everything, to not feel anything at all. So to feel something, especially for if you've ever been someone that has tried their very best through all sorts of different, pathways and avenues of stopping that feeling, like curbing that feeling. Yeah, if you've been there, feeling something sometimes, even when it's not the greatest thing, you're like, at least I'm feeling something.
Yeah. No, I just went through like a certain amount of pain not too long ago, and I wanted to numb it with alcohol, and I was just like, no. That's what we're not going to do, because I will honestly, and it's funny, and people always look at me sideways, especially like younger people, when I hear them talking about like alcohol and like smoking weed and whatever, where I was just like, no, I was an alcoholic. I was an alcoholic between 21 and 22, because literally I almost didn't make it until my 23rd birthday. That was the day, like it was 2 days before my birthday that I slit my wrist. I almost didn't make it to my 23rd birthday, because I was an alcoholic from fucking 20, not even that, from 20 to 22, almost like 2 days before my 23rd birthday.
That's a strong 2 years.
I was an alcoholic. I drank every single day to hide my feelings about things. And I mean, even after my 23rd birthday, there were a couple times where I drank just my feelings away. But it's just like, you drink, you try to numb yourself because you don't want to feel things. And now, again, Crystal is like my best friend, and she's like, the one thing that she's told me is like, live with it, live with the pain, live with the feelings. Like, it happens. She's 20 years older than me. I'm 26, she's 46. So I'm just like, if she, and I know everything that's she's gone through in her life, and it's just like, if she can make it through that, I can make it through this. I can make it through this. Like, this is bullshit. This is nothing. Like, whatever she has gone through in her life, she has gone through 10 times more than what I've gone through in my life. And if she's made it through that, I can make it through this.
And that pain connects us too.
Yeah.
Because that could be some of the reason as to why all these motherfuckers run up to you and they're just like, I gotta tell you this thing about myself. Because
you look like you've been through some shit. And the funny thing is,
that's a wild way to put it. You look like you've been through some shit. That's a wild way to put it. But yes, you.
No, Crystal tells me all the time.
What I was gonna say was, okay. See, there you go. Now there's a little bit more like sparkles and like, because the way that it was phrased, you look like you've been some shit. Look like, like, but not that though. It's you look like you have experienced some things in life.
Yeah. I always get told I'm older than what I am. And like, I always feel that I'm older than what I am. And she's just like, you're different. You're not a normal, like, 26-year-old. And I know that I'm not.
You're not a muggle.
I'm not a muggle. And like, we've talked before, like, I believe in past lives. I believe in, like, being, like, older than what you are. I believe in, like, being, like, knowledgeable, wise, like, whatever you want to call it. Like, I think there's different levels to life. And, like, I've gone through some shit, so
like you're like, this could be your 15th life. It could have been like whatever. Yeah.
Like, I've gone through some shit. I know some shit.
I think that I would never discount that idea, because I think that there's something very, very romanticized and very, to me, like, enticing and alluring about that idea.
You know, I've told you a million times, like, girl, you're old as fuck. Not like, you're like, I'm only 30, 31. I'm not that old. I'm like, no. Like, no. You to me, you're old as fuck.
Yeah,
like, you've gone through some shit in life. So,
but that's the thing, is it connects us, and so you could just have that thing that is comforting, because you look at someone and you think, man, something tells me that you're going to understand where I'm at. Maybe you didn't go through the exact iteration of what I went through, but you'll understand it. Like, and you know, and some people just move like that.
You'll try to understand. Yeah.
Yeah. Some people just move like that. Yeah. It's just a different aura. It's just a different essence. Yeah. Amongst maybe these people that have lived various lives, whatever the case is, whatever the fuck that X factor is, that thing, it changes the way that people look. Yeah. Like, just literally the way that people move their eyes, just like glance at you, the way that they look at you intently. It could be just the way the smoothness in the smoothness in their walk. It could there are different ways that it can manifest itself. There could just be a calmness in the way that they sit, but there's something there. Like we've looked at many stories. I mean, going back to anime and Naruto, like there are just many like sort of like elders or sages, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like they're there for a reason. And they're held in that esteem for a reason.
Yep.
There was just something that they were given that is unlike anything else the land has seen before.
Yeah.
And they are a sage.
Yep, for a reason. Jiraiya, he's a sage for a reason.
Man, I cried. I'm not gonna lie to you, I cried.
The legendary Sani.
I cried, man. I couldn't see the man go.
No. I full on cried too.
I cried.
Yeah,
that was rough for me.
Yeah. No.
Out of all the people,
yeah.
all of the deaths that happened,
I'm sorry, Orochimaru couldn't have gone. Of all people,
that motherfucker stayed around and was just like walking around at the end, like friendly.
And then he's just like, "Oh, I'm just kidding. I was just kidding." Like,
I'm just, guys. You know what? I had to change your heart.
Fight with you, and like, no, you could have gone. Jiraiya could have stayed.
He's too noble. The noble ones gotta go.
Okay.
The noble ones always gotta go. It's the ones that care.
Yeah, I was gonna be Tsunade for Halloween. I was, but it's not appropriate for work, so
But it is appropriate for OnlyFans.
It is. That's the thing. It is. But I wouldn't like do the blonde wig or anything. Like, you just gotta take me as I am for.
Tsunade. Okay. So you'll never put like a wig on. So see, this is another thing that's funny. It's like I'll do all these other things, but you're not getting a wig from me.
You're not getting a wig.
That's funny.
Yeah.
No contacts. So we're not doing.
Maybe contacts, but like wigs, I'm okay.
Okay.
I'll do without, unless I'm like being like fucking slayed. You know, like a wig that like looks like my hair. But no, I was gonna be Tsunade, and I was like, like I'm here for it, whatever. But then I'm like, work. I can't do that at work.
Yeah. Just take it easy. Take it easy. No, I am glad that you brought all this stuff up. It is extremely important. I know that it's not something that's super easy for people to listen to or want to talk about. Yeah. But it is real. Yeah. And it is something that I feel like people really got to ask themselves. Yeah. I think it would grant so much people alleviation from a lot of undue suffering. I mean, like suicide and like wanting to attempt suicide and everything is like such like a cliche type thing. It's just like, just talk about it. With me, I'm the type of person, bring it up. Talk about it if that's how you're feeling. You're trying to get to it.
Like again, like it's say what you need to say, and it's just like I'm the type of person. There's bullshit ideas of like, it's
hold on, you hold on right there. I gotta go to the bathroom.
Okay.
All right, and we're back from our bathroom break, and we cut. All right, so. You were saying it's something about you dealing with a bunch of bullshit. Maybe we're just off that at this point in time. No,
I'm just saying, like I said, my face just gives off, like, talk to me about anything. But, like, I am open to anything, and I don't really, like, judge people. And I don't know, I'll hear about anything. Like, oh, I like to suck toes. Cool. Good for you, bro. Like, I like to do this. I like to do that. Like, I like midget porn. I'm like, cool. Like, good for you. Like, I'm not that, like, judgy. Like I said, if you're not harming anyone, killing anyone, whatever, like, I'm not. Yeah, it just is what it is. Different strokes, man. Different strokes for different folks. Different. Yeah. It's a very, very big world out there. Yeah. I'm very open to talking to people, especially when it comes to like mental health and everything. Like, I'd rather you come talk to me than go talk to someone that's not gonna like validate your feelings. Like, oh, you're depressed today? Cool, live with it. With it. You're depressed. That's totally fine. Oh no, you're not depressed. Like, it's just fine. You're just sad. No, you're depressed. Live with it, bro. And it's fine. I will help you through it. I'd rather you come talk to me and like me be able to help you. Then you go, like, again, relationship with my mom. I told my mom when I was, like, 19, 20, I'm depressed. What do you have to be depressed about? I'm just like, oh, okay. You're not the one. You're not the one to talk to this shit. Like, I can't talk to you about this shit. Like, you're not the one to talk to this, like, about this shit. So. Yeah, that's a. Yeah. I've come into that one before with, like, other friends because
from the parent standpoint, they, and you know this, they're like, I don't want to accept that that's how my child feels because
then they feel less as a parent.
Yeah, I'm like, I feel like, what the fuck did I do? Like, why are you in this position? Like,
it's fine, bro. It's life. But the thing is like, help your kid through that.
Yeah.
Help your kid. I'm so sorry. I didn't know you were depressed. Like, is there anything I can do to help you? Is it my fault? Like, what did I do? What can I do to help you? Yeah. Start there. What can I do to help you? And then once you figure out that it's most likely not your fault, it's just life in general.
It's just life.
Work from there. Like, I don't know. I've been watching, like, I just got TikTok not too long ago, but, like, I don't post anything or whatever, and I'm rarely on it. But when I was on it today, it was, like, when you tell your mom you're upset, and her first go-to is, like, oh, well, I guess I'm just a terrible mom, and, like, whatever. That's my mom. That is my mom. That is my mom right there. And it's just like, hold on, huzzy. I wasn't, this isn't about you.
People, man. That's just people.
Yeah. But it's just like, when your kid tells you you're depressed, if you want to go straight to yourself, cool. Find out if it is you. Hold on. Good part. Find out if it is you. Once you find out that it's not you, focus on your kid and what they need.
Yeah, just, I think the best way I've heard it conceptualized, and it would, for me, I think most of the time when people are dealing with what I call a bunch of undue suffering, it's just a framework issue. Like, if they could just shift their perspective, it could be something completely different.
Yeah.
And so there's culpability and there is fault in things, but people use that word like definitively and with finality, like your fault, that my fault. There is no, I have culpability in this situation, but there are various factors.
Yeah.
There are many different contributions to this thing. Like, people don't speak that way. They're like, it's your fault. It's my fault. It's this person's fault. It's not, we all have culpability or we all have contributed to this situation in some way or another.
Most of the time, they didn't even fucking mean it. Like, they didn't even mean it.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry that like, my favorite thing is when people are just like, I'm sorry you feel that way. And it's just like, hold on. Are you sorry for your actions, or you're sorry that I feel that way about your actions? Because, like, if your actions are fucked up, I want you to apologize about your actions. I'm sorry that I did that thing. Didn't mean to make you feel that way, blah, 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 blah. But it's like, once you start, I'm sorry you feel that way about my actions, it's just like, no. When your actions are fucked up, you need to start with that first. I kind of fucked up. I didn't mean to, like, fuck up and make you feel that way. Like, that's how it needs to, like, go. Again, this is going back to, like, I had the situation with, like, one of the general managers where he, like, said this shit to me, and he was like, oh, I'm sorry you feel that way about that. I'm like, no, what you did was fucked up. Fuck how I feel. If you're going to be honest, I don't give a fuck how I feel. You need to apologize, because, like, not only how I feel, the entire company feels this way. The entire staff feels that way. So you need to apologize for doing what you did. Fuck how I feel about it. You need to apologize for fucking up.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Well, clearly, if someone says that, they're not sorry about what they did.
They're not sorry about what they did.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's just like, if you really are sorry about what you did, it's like, oh, I'm sorry for doing that. That's not how I, like, wanted to, like, be perceived, like, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And, like, that's how you know they're a genuine person. But as soon as they're like, oh, I'm sorry you feel sad. And not even, I'm sorry I made you sad. I'm sorry, like, whatever. It's just like, oh, I'm sorry you feel that way. It's just like, bro, fuck you.
Yeah, fuck like, there's so many different ways to use, like, sorry.
Yeah.
And we don't use them as much in English as they do in Spanish. But it's like, you have, like, pardon me. Like, I'm sorry. I'm trying to get something. Like, that sort of thing. Yeah. And then there's, you know, I feel bad.
Yeah.
Like, I lament what it is that you're going through.
Yeah.
There's, like, an excuse me type of sorry type of thing. But for the I lament part, that is a lot of what people mean. It's not, I wouldn't necessarily take back all my actions. But I did my actions for a certain reason. I haven't necessarily been reasoned with enough to know why my actions were bad, but what I do know is that they didn't make you feel the way I would have hoped for you to feel.
Yeah.
And I lament that feeling that you have right now. Now let's talk about what I did, because exactly. I don't want to lie to you and tell you I'm necessarily sorry for that yet, because I don't know. But if we talk I do find out that was way out of pocket, or I was an asshole, then I'm also sorry for what I did.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Instead of saying, like, I'm sorry you feel that way, I'm sorry that my actions made you feel that way. I don't understand what I did. Please explain to me.
Yeah.
Like,
They're just like, follow-ups.
Start up with the start at, like, I'm sorry I made you feel that way.
Yeah.
And it's just like, that wasn't my intention. And, like, that's where you begin. Not, sorry you feel that way.
So you seem like, very...
Fuck my actions. I don't give a fuck about them. I'm sorry I made you feel that way.
These stories about your managers and these people at your job and guests, you seem very work-oriented. So I mean, you know, and the OnlyFans ain't even pop yet. Wait till you're work-oriented in the OnlyFans.
No. If the OnlyFans pops, fuck the work. Fuck the work.
Well, I mean, it may take a life for you. I mean, right now, you may enjoy... Okay, here we go. I'm sorry we had to wheel back around to this.
Here we go. What's up?
Do you enjoy... I mean, of course you do. You enjoy feeling sexy.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you enjoy the photos. Like, you enjoy I want to call it the art of the photo taking, like the photography, the angles, the filters, whatever it is you're going to put into it. You enjoy the process.
Yeah, no filters.
Okay, so you're doing everything no filters. It's like that?
No filters.
Okay, listen, I don't know what you got going on. But okay, so you enjoy that process. So what I'm thinking is, it may get to a point where, again, it's not work, but you are putting yourself into it. The way that you're work oriented now, it could be like, yo, this shit is like, this is my art. This is the way that I enjoy feeling and looking and exposing and sharing. And so it could just be something that you put a whole lot more work into. So what I'm saying is, you ain't even really, you just got an account. You don't got no posts. You don't got no video. You don't got nothing. Yeah. But if you really find yourself really liking it, like really, really liking it, it could be one of those things. You don't know how much you could like it.
I could be a multimillionaire.
And then you could be like, yo, like, let me put more focus into this.
I'm gonna pull up in a fucking like Range Rover, Bugatti, whatever, and you're gonna be like, "Hey, Brie, relax."
Nah, I'm gonna just be like, "You take me on a ride." What you mean? Like, let's go somewhere. You're not just gonna pull up and say, "Yeah, nigga, look at what I got," and then roll off. Like, hopefully, I can get in the car and then we can go.
I would never. I'm not that type of person.
That's what I'm saying.
This is what I got.
Yeah, pull up.
Like, Earl, you want to try these massaging seats? Like, they're really nice. Like,
yeah, I'm with that. I'm totally with that. Yeah, no, I don't listen. I'm not gonna down that game. I would. Yeah, man. There's just so many. This is another thing that like really interests me about multiple lives.
Yeah.
Is there's so many lives to live.
There's so many fucking lives.
Like, there's so many walks of life.
I've already lived so many lives, just like talking about like past lives and shit. But then again, there's just so many lives to live. Where people, like I said, I am not open to people like whatever. Like, you'll know about me, you'll know shit about me if I tell you shit about me. So like, the moment I decide to have like an OnlyFans, there are going to be a bunch of people that I block on Instagram, like, where it's just like, you don't need to see me naked, you don't need to see my tits, like blah blah blah. Or it's just like, I don't need, like, you actually have my number in real life, so it's just like, I'm gonna have to block you on this and this. And then you can subscribe, but like, you're not gonna have any access to me but my OnlyFans.
Oh, you gotta create that's very yes.
Yeah.
You gotta see, businesswoman.
Yeah.
You gotta think about the business. Like, you can't just get access.
No. Because it's just like, once you have access, because like, people don't know boundaries. They think like, oh, I saw your titties, that means I can text you. That means I can like call you. That means I can like demand your attention. And it's just
what
like,
do you owe them?
Yeah. What?
Again and again. Bro, that shit is
full circle.
That is at the bro. I'm trying to tell you. That's why I'm so interested in that idea, because it lays at the bottom of everyone's relationship. No matter what, if it's your mom, if it's your boyfriend, if it's
I paid this money for your OnlyFans. Like, you need to text me now. Like, I have your personal number. I went to high school with you. I saw your titties. Like, And if you don't, I'm gonna post them on social media. But the thing is like, bro, if anyone wants them, you can have them. Like, I have said this so many times, and it's so funny, where it's just like, we've just had conversations at work, both like the previous work and then where I work now. It's just like, what happens if your nudes get posted? I'm like, one, my nudes are fire as fuck. So like, post them if you want to. But the thing is like, people are gonna be demanding. What are you gonna do? Post them again? They're already out there. Post them again.
That's just so...
Like, I'm just the type of female where I'm just like, post them again, because my thing is just like, I'm going to get attention from
promo.
That. Yeah, like, you're just doing me a favor. Post them again.
And that's why you should pose in Chantel. Because they're going to be like, post it again. Listen, I don't care, Briaunna. Like,
so, funny thing is, we were talking about, like, bottles of wine at work, and if you were to, post with a bottle of wine or, like, whatever... And you kind of, like, get that vineyard on board. Because it's just, like, how many, like, older gentlemen do you know that are just, like... Most older gentlemen are... I wouldn't call them, like, somms or anything like that. But, like, they're really into, like, wine. Like, they want to know, like, whatever. But I post beside a bottle of Buffalo Trace or Basil Hayden or Angel's Envy or, like, something like that. You know how, like, their sales are just going to fucking skyrocket.
Buffalo Trace is a bourbon?
It's a bourbon, yeah.
Yes.
And then, like, Angel's Envy. Or, like, even if I were to post with a fucking bottle of Bullet, like, it's going to fucking skyrocket. So it's just, like, we've talked about that. So I don't know if me posting... with like a lingerie brand, because like there's Honey Burdette and like other lingerie brands where they're just like, oh, like we can get actual models to do this, you know. So I don't know. But yeah, I don't know, I might reach out to my Chantel rep.
When you say like regular models or whatever, like, or actual models,
Bella Hadid,
you know, there's a very, very large market that has boomed in I don't even know fucking how long in porn that is amateur.
Yes.
Right? Which is why OnlyFans is as big as it is. Yeah. You know, I've talked to guys and they're like, bro, I don't fuck with this super, like, porn star, supermodel. Like, I want someone that looks like a regular person. Like, that's a real sentiment, and it's a large sentiment.
Riley Reid. What is her name?
Riley
Reid. Yeah, like, she's one of them, and, like, fucking, what was the other girl's name? The Middle Eastern girl. I can't remember her name. But she was hot as fuck.
Khalifa?
Yes. Yeah, Mila Khalifa. Like, but yeah, like, no one's, like, really looking for them anymore. It is, like, the amateur shit where, I don't know.
I had a friend tell me, because I haven't talked to many people about this, but the one guy that I talked to about it said, listen, and actually, I think you might know him. I'll talk to you off air about it. But he said... yeah, man, I just want someone that looks like someone like I've seen before.
An average person, yeah.
Just someone that looks like attainable, that like I've seen before. And I was like, oh shit. But now you're talking about when you say attainable, now you're talking about a different thing. You're talking about like what you feel like you have the the gumption to go after.
Yeah.
And who might be receptive to. Yeah, now that's a whole different discussion.
That's a whole different story.
But yes, a lot of people really, really enjoy that. So, I don't know. I think, listen, that's another thing about podcasts. Is like people really enjoy listening to people. All this time where you coming up and you're like, girl, I'm not interesting. And I'm like, you don't understand the same way that
I said, I'm not interesting, and like here I am.
The same way that people are going to look at you and be like, she's hot, she's beautiful, I want to look at her on OnlyFans, do whatever the fuck it is she's doing, you know what I mean, being a cont'd, whatever it is she's doing, I'm going to go look at it. You don't know how other people just want to listen to regular human beings. Yeah. This is a podcast. I'm not a fucking celebrity. You're not a celebrity, but people still listen. Yeah. That's what's weird. Like, it's not... Like, reality TV showed us that as well. Like, during the boom of reality TV. Like, everyone wasn't a celebrity. They were just, like, regular people building houses. Yeah. Regular people 16 and pregnant. Like, whatever the case is, it was just, like, a bunch of regular people doing stuff, and people were just glued to it.
Yeah.
They just wanted to know, like, what do you got going on? And, oh, you look like me. Or you look like people down the street from me. Yeah. Like, you're not a fucking celebrity. What do you got going on?
What's your life about? Yeah.
Yeah, it's fucking interesting. So,
no. Those people come to me and they're like, let me tell you about my life. And I'm just like,
Yeah, but I also find that to be interesting. Because for me, when people do that, that whole let me tell you about me and let me everything. I kind of look at it as sucking someone's soul. In a sense where I am, I'm like reaping things from you, and you could be teaching things to me, or because you may look at it as maybe, depending upon the energy, it could be draining you. Yes, it could be fucking you up.
I think the other way, where like people see me as like a light, and like I've heard it from multiple people. Again, I say her name all the time, Crystal, my best friend. She's just like, you have an energy and a light to you where people like find you and they want to just take, and they don't know that they're taking. Sometimes they do know that they're taking. It depends on like their spirituality, like whatever, blah, blah, blah. But it's just like they just take that, like they see like, damn, she's bright as fuck, let me go take some of that. Where it's just like, that's where you have to set boundaries, and you have to set like walls with people, where it's just like, okay, like you're only gonna get a little bit from me and you're not gonna get anything else. But people, and like some people don't even know that they're soul sucking. They don't know that. They don't know that they're like soul sucking from you. But then again, I do learn shit from people, but it is draining. It's draining. And where it's just like, I have to play mom, I have to play like therapist, like whatever. And I don't know. And like, it sounds like I'm complaining, where it's just like, I'm not. Like, I thoroughly enjoy helping people, and I want to see people have, like, I always say it like all the time, like me and my sister-in-law were literally just talking about this last night. Like, me as a person, I know what my purpose is like here on earth, and like that's what people try to like figure out, like, what am I here for? What am I here for? What am I here for? I'm here to help people. I'm here to help people get through hard times in their life, and then like I might find like my comfort zone, my happiness, like whatever. Like, I'm happy in life, I'm happy where like with what I'm doing, like whatever. But it's just like, I am here to be placed in these people's lives to help them get to where they need to be, to that next step. And it's just so crazy where people are just like, oh, whatever, Briaunna, like, you're just like, ha, 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 ha. No, I have literal, like, evidence where, like, I've talked about it again with, like, my sister-in-law last night, Ty. Both my sister and my sister-in-law named Ty, which is... Wow. Yeah. Wow. One is Taisha, one is Tyrika. Taisha is my sister, and Tyrika is my sister-in-law. But, like, Tyrika, we talk about shit all the time. I'm very spiritual, witchy, like, whatever you want to call it. You know this. Right. But it's just, like, I am here. I have evidence to where I can, like, show people, this is my purpose in life. This is my, like, this is what my ancestors have told me. This is what the universe has told me. I am here to help people move into their next steps of life.
Have you ever put a word to it? Because you say it's kind of like whatever you want to call it. Like witchy, sensitive, right, to the spectral realm. I don't know, but have you ever put a name to it? You're just like, I know what happens. I know what I feel. That's enough. That's enough for you.
I know what I feel, and I know what happens. No, I haven't put a word. Right. I haven't
that's enough
found
for you
the word. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you need a word?
Healer.
Oh, okay. You like that.
Healer. Like, and it's funny, again, I'm a Taurus, like, whatever, I'm into zodiac, like, I don't know, with it being, like, so, like, TikTok-y and shit today, I hate that. I hate that so much, because me growing up, I knew that, like, I came from, like, spiritual beings, and I knew that I came from a line of witches, like, actual, like, fucking witchcraft, like the actual, like, stuff. And so, like, seeing things on TikTok and everything now kind of, like, pisses me off, where it's just like, no, that's wrong. Like, I had an employee come up to me, and he is wearing an amethyst bracelet, and I was like, oh, like, I like your bracelet. And he was like, yeah, you know, like, it's amethyst, it's good for sleep. And I'm like, okay. I'm like, it is, like, and he's like, yeah, my girlfriend told me, like, she learned off of TikTok, like, it's good for sleep. And I was like, oh, okay. And he's like, yeah, you got to charge it in the sun. And I'm like, oh, you're not wrong, but you're also, like, not right. Like, do you know anything else about it? Like, you're just wearing it just because your girlfriend gave it to you off of TikTok, like, whatever. And so I'm, like, trying to tell him, and he's like, no, I took a picture of the card. Like, this is what the card told me. And I'm just like, that card She ordered it off of Etsy from a fucking TikTok influencer that probably, like, mass ordered that shit. And it's just like, hold on. Did you, like, go to a shop? Did you go to a spiritual? Did you go to a healer? Did you go to anything? And I was like, I almost said his name, but I'm just like, dude, this is what amethyst is for. It's for multiple things. Yes, it is good for sleep. Put it under your pillow, like, whatever, blah, blah, blah. You can charge it in the sun, but you know what's best for it? The moon. Like, charge it, like, with the moon, like, whatever. And, like, he was kind of, like, defensive, and I'm just like, you know what? You got it.
Yeah, I think what, because it's so easy, because I can literally think of, like, anything right now where you're going to have some people that have some things going on with them. They're going to have people that have, like, a true understanding of things or a true insight into something. And then for anyone that wants to make money and doesn't give a fuck about integrity of any sort or any, they don't even fuck about any of that stuff, right?
Anything.
And again, I'm not even, they're gonna
like,
do
look
it.
At the card.
They're
I'm
gonna
like,
Like I gotta. What is it? Like a little thing of certification, right?
Like you're gonna tell me the shit that I've been growing up with since I was like young. The women that I've learned from, like the spiritual shops that I've gone to, the readings, like whatever, like, and like not even that I take it like a hard way. I was kind of like, all right, bro, here's another TikTok one. Okay, go ahead and get Moldavite then. Go ahead.
Yeah.
You take that Moldavite. Go ahead, grab it.
And that's why I had asked you one time over dinner. I forgot which meal that was, but over dinner, I was like, there has to be just like a ton of stuff that you see, whether it be blogs or Facebook pages or whatever the fuck it is, that are in alignment with what it is you're talking about. But you have to look at some of them and be like, nah,
yeah.
what's going on over here? And I was always trying to figure out, when people get into this, like, how do you try to differentiate between what you need to be giving energy to and like who you need to be listening to and who you don't? Because there are plenty of people that go into religion, and there are plenty of people in that realm also taking advantage of people and just pocketing a shit ton of money.
Yes.
And how do those people know that that's the person that they're not supposed to be listening to? The dude at the mega church that has a private jet and a Lamborghini and 5 wives. Like, how do you know that that's not the person you're supposed to be listening to? And that's constantly happening for people all the time.
Yeah.
Because people are looking for something.
Yeah.
They're looking for something to hold on to anchor them so that they can feel oriented in the world and not always just fucking swept up in a constant storm.
Yes.
And so people look to other people. Yeah. And then there are going to be people that just want to make
I see on TikTok. And it's just like, dude, and I'm not the type of person to like jump in people's faces and be like, that's wrong. They don't know what they're talking about, like whatever, blah, blah. Because it's just like, I also have my own thing. Like, and not what I say is law. It's not, because there's so many things that come with religion and come with everything that like, there's some things that, like, I abide by and some things that I don't abide by because they just don't apply to me. But, like, that's the thing with a religion where it's just like, oh, you have to stay on this, like, straight and narrow path. You don't. Take what applies to you and use it. But the thing is with TikTok and people wanting to make money and whatever, like, I think I've talked to you before. Like, I wouldn't call myself a medium. I wouldn't call myself, like, a psychic or anything like that. But it's just, like, there's people out there that are just like, oh, I'm a psychic medium and I can tell you about your past life. And oh, I'm a psychic medium and I can tell you about your grandma that passed away, blah, blah, blah. No, the fuck she can't. She's just taking advantage of you and, like, your vulnerability. And it's just, like, shit that, that shit just pisses me off, because it's just like, if you were really, really, really about it, if you were really about spirituality and like who we are as witches, psychic, mediums, like whatever you want to call them, you wouldn't be taking advantage of people. You wouldn't, because it's just like, I don't know. It's capitalism. Like, you're falling into the modern world where it's just like, okay, like, I can tell you, like, you have someone standing behind you right now, like, blah, 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 blah. This is what they have to say, whatever. but I'm not on TikTok doing that. I'm like, what? Oh, Earl, before I tell you about this person standing behind you, I'm going to need you to pay you like $5.99. $5.99. I'm gonna need you to whip out your credit card. I'm gonna need you to pay $5.99 for my services, and like that's gonna last the whole month. So like if you want to hear anything else, like you gotta call me back within like October 31st. That's when like the cutoff is, you know.
There's a fucking psychic shop down the road from my house. I'm about, depending upon the price, I'm pulling up just to see what they got going on in there, because it's been there for years.
Warrenton. There's one in Warrenton, and I pass it every single time I go to the grocery store. There's one where I live, Warrenton, that's where I live, and there's one, and I want to just go in there, being me.
Warrenton, Oregon.
Yes, Warrenton, Oregon. I want to live in Oregon.
I was about to say, you can't just be popping your titties out and then now you telling people where you live at the same time.
Listen,
you know what I'm saying? They're going to come, listen, Briaunna, come on now.
Hold on.
We trying to protect you, okay? We got
multiple guns, so pull up if you want to.
Shit. Okay.
No. Our family's always strapped. So, like, you know, if you feel a little froggy, leave. Yeah. So, no, there's one right beside the grocery store that I go to, and I want to go there because I have gone to a town where I grew up in, and there's a shop where I go to get all my crystals, to get everything. My birthday, years ago, I walked in, and she was like, "We've been waiting for you," and she's like, "Happy birthday." I don't fucking know this lady.
You don't think at all that it's extremely interesting that your best friend's name is Crystal?
Stop, Earl. We can.
Yeah, you're right. I'm sorry. I didn't even mean to take you off because you probably.
How long do you want this podcast to go?
Because you probably already talked about that a million times with her. Continue.
No. The funny thing is, we haven't. Like the funny that we joked about it.
Yeah.
But the thing is, how funny is my best friend's fucking name is Crystal. Okay, universe. Haha, you guys are funny. No, but years ago, before I was. Because this shit has been happening to me ever since I was little. Like I've been able to talk, speak, see, whatever, to the other side, the pure, like whatever people want to call it. Okay, want to call it, and I've just accepted it. So I go into this crystal shop. And they're like, hey, we've been, like, the lady's like, I've been expecting you. And the funny thing is, they don't do readings all the time. It just happened to be on my birthday. And she's just like, happy birthday. I'm like, okay, like, you might be fucking legit. Like, you might be legit. And she's looking around and she's just like, oh, you're one of us. I'm like, hold on. What do you mean by one of us? And she's just like, no. Like, you can talk to the spiritual world the same way as I do. And I'm like, okay, like, that's fine. Like, whatever. Because, like, I'm still skeptical. Because me growing up doesn't mean, like I said, I grew up with witches, like, whatever, blah, blah, spiritual, whatever. But, like, I'm still only, at the time, I think I was, like, 16, 17. When she's, like, saying this to me, where I haven't fully accepted anything. And then she's just like, oh, no, you're one of us. And, like, we go through a reading and everything, and, like, that's where it finally, like, clicked for me. So this is what I've been doing for the longest time. So, like, when I see this shit happening now on TikTok and, like, everyone just taking what they can and, like, monetizing off of it, I'm just like, dude, fuck off.
Was that the first and last time you stepped into a psychic shop?
No. Oh,
okay.
No. Like, I've literally just been to this shop in, last time I went was August. It was August because it was before my friend's birthday.
Are you going to the same place? Or are you going
same shop?
Oh,
same
okay.
Shop. I always go to the same shop for everything that I need.
So now you have a relationship with some of the people in there probably or something. Or they know you.
They know me.
Yeah. Okay, but you've never stepped into another place, though.
I have.
Because, I'd love to know just, like, what I might have to take you with me.
Okay.
And we just
Where are we going?
It's like 5 minutes down the road. Like, it just is a fucking shop next to a tattoo parlor that's been there for years, as long as I can remember. Yeah. And it just fucking says psychic outside. And I'm like, yo, we just pop up in there and just catch the vibe. Like, what's going on?
The psychic shop that is by the grocery store, I've never been to. That's what I meant to say. I've never been to there. So this is a shop where I've grew up. So there's a psychic shop where I live now.
Right.
And whatever, right outside the grocery store that I go to. And I kind of just want to go in because I'm just like, hold on. Are you really about that shit? Are you really about that life?
Because how much are they? Like, how much is like a reading?
You about that life?
I want to know how much a reading is, because if it's not, how much is, do you know, like, relatively what you could expect walking into a psychic shop? Because just the fact that they're even open, it's like, one, there's clientele.
She's open. She, the person, I know it's a she because I've called, she is open Monday through Friday, Saturday, Sunday, like whatever. Every time I pass through there,
man,
she is open.
Bruh, could you imagine what that life is like? Like, you don't own a grocery store. It's not a tattoo parlor.
No.
You just own a shop.
She's a secular person, like not attached to like a shopping, like whatever. And where I live, it's not a like frequent town. It's not like...
Yeah, it's not like a hustle and bustle city. It's not a metropolitan area.
And the part that is touristy is far the fuck away. So it's just like, you're not passing through, going like where like you need to go in town, where like Waze or Apple Maps or like whatever told you to go. Like, you're not passing her and then being like, oh, there's a psychic shop. You're not passing her.
That's like, just one of those extremely fascinating vocations.
Yeah.
Like, someone asking you, just imagine you just out like at happy hour or some shit like that, and some people, hey, what's going on? I thought I'd come over and talk to you real quick. My name is fucking Cody. What do you do? Oh, even if you're honest, you're just like, I run a psychic shop.
Yeah.
Whoa.
So, funny thing is, our friend, I can say Nick, he's been on your podcast.
Right. Shout out. Shout out to the boy, man. Hey, good job with all those new rings you've been making.
Love him. Yeah.
Awesome.
So,
good job.
Nick, his brother used to date a girl, and her mom was like spiritual, psychic, like whatever. And when we met each other, it was just like, just so much energy, and like she knew who I was and I knew who she was, and like Nick has like told me about her, like his sister-in-law has like told me about her mom, like whatever, blah blah, like she's super spiritual, like whatever. And then we finally like meet each other, and she's like, hey, by the way, this spiritual guy, like we meet up in this spot where we live. And she was like, she told me, like, legit verbatim told me, I knew you were legit because as soon as we said your name, some guy came out of the floor and was like, where is she? Like, he was waiting for you. Like, the spirit was, like, waiting for you. And she was like, that's how I knew, like, you were legit. And I was like, well, thank you.
Shit, some guy too. Like, I don't know who the fuck this thing is.
Yeah,
some guy.
Like, she saw this spirit because I guess there was like, you know, the doors and the floors of like whatever
cellars.
And, so where we were, it's the main street of the town that we live in, and so on this main street, Civil War happened. Like so many wars, like whatever, and these buildings were used for hospitals. And so this building specifically was used for a morgue. And she said that guy came out of the floor, like lifted, if the door was there, he would have lifted up the door and was like, where is she? Like, I'm waiting for her.
Have you spent much time in Bull Run?
No.
Oh, no. Okay, so you, no?
No.
That ain't it for you.
I try not to go places that are very active unless I have enough energy. And right now in my life, I do not have enough energy to deal with
You're too busy being a boss.
Too busy being a boss-ass bitch. Like,
you got other stuff going on.
Yeah. Shout out to myself, not being cocky, just being confident. Like, I'm too busy being a boss-ass bitch to deal with any other shit that's going on in my life. Spiritual wise, like any other spirits that want to talk to me, listen, y'all gonna have to contact me later on.
Make an appointment.
Rain check, because y'all ain't going nowhere.
Get in line. Y'all ain't going anywhere.
Y'all ain't going nowhere. So.
You know, this is a weird world. Mm-hmm. And there's always been times where people felt like they fucking knew it all. Like when the earth was flat. And some people, believe that the earth is flat now. But
still,
it's like, the earth was flat. And then the earth became a sphere. And it was everything revolved around the earth. And then everything revolved around the sun.
Galileo.
And there's just all these things that just keep happening. And for, any of us to think that we're just at the pinnacle of knowledge right now, you're just super fucking arrogant.
I don't know shit about shit.
You're an arrogant human being.
Yeah.
And that's why I love to play with these ideas, because if you're able to get outside of yourself, you just know that there's far greater than our little puny human asses.
Absolutely.
Running around trying to figure out what's going on here.
And if so that's where I think about people's lives, to where if you think that we're the only person here, that tells me what I need to know about you. And this is your first life. This is your first life. To where if you are spirits exist, ghosts exist. I think there's different energies, people that do psychedelics, that do drugs, whatever. I'm just okay, you're on a different life. But people are just no, this is just us. So we're just here, and it's just God, and it's just Jesus, and blah blah blah. I'm honey, you haven't lived. You have not lived yet. You have not lived. If you think this is it, if you think that what we're doing right now is the only life there is, you haven't lived. I think you are on your first life. I don't even think I know that you, being who I am, are on your first life. You think there's nothing out of this? It's just heaven or hell, and you have to follow these the commandments and whatever. You have to follow this, or you're going to hell. First life.
She's a first lifer.
First lifer. You are a child. You are a baby. You don't know shit about shit. And the thing is me even telling myself I've been through some shit. You've been through some shit. We still don't know shit about shit. We don't know shit about shit. So it's just when you have people that are a little bit what we find crazy, it's just damn, how many lives have you been through? And we're finding you crazy right now, but you might know some shit.
That's what, and what you just said, it couldn't be highlighted enough, which is humility. My life started changing so much when I started having more and more humbling experiences. It just sat my ass down, because I used to. Sometimes it pains me to think about it. I used to be
judgy,
not even judgy, but so into myself, really, really into myself. And I
know everything. What are you talking about?
Yeah, I just thought that it's nasty. It's gross. That's a good word. It's gross and nasty to think about the way that I used to think about myself.
Yeah.
It's gross. I had to go through humbling experiences to realize that I'm not shit.
Question.
Yes.
Are you the same person as you were 6 months ago? I love it. I love it. No.
Not even close.
Not even close.
Not even
close. Because I'm not even the same person that I literally just told my sister-in-law this. I literally just turned 26 this year. I am not the same person that I was on my 26th birthday. I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not the same person.
Yeah.
Not even close.
Yeah.
Not even close to being the same fucking person that I was 6 months ago. No.
It's crazy how that happens, right?
Yeah. And it's literally crazy. Crazy. And people are just no, it's me. I'm the same person. I'm going to stay the same. And it's just no, grow. It is okay to grow. It is okay to grow and to change. And if anyone in your life has a problem with that, fuck them. Bye.
There's nothing but
they'll
evolution.
catch up.
It's just evolution, man. And there's something so fucking cool about the evolution. Yeah. It's so cool. And for you to be able to sit there and watch it happen and feel that, feel I'm not the same person I was.
Not the same person.
Whoa. And that's what I'm trying to remark on here is, I've been telling you for at least 7 months now, we talked about that you're interesting to me, right? And you're, whatever you want to say, that's fine. But a huge reason why this is my favorite thing to do is because there's so many ways to do life. And they're just, not only could there possibly be all these various multiple lives that people live in reincarnation, but there are just, for people that evolve constantly, frequently, religiously, now to put that out there, you can live various lives in your own life. And there are just like these mile markers where you can look back and be like, oh, that was a different me.
Yeah.
That was another life. Yes. I'm like that life seems like another life I had.
Yeah.
It was 6 months ago.
Yeah.
It was 2 years ago. It was whatever, but it seems like
that's not me now.
It's a whole different chapter.
Not that I don't accept it, and not that I'm not going to live with it, and like, because there's a lot of people that kind of like use that of like, oh, well, that's not me, and like they don't want to take responsibility, and it's just like, no, like I'll give it to you. That was me. I take responsibility for my actions that I did at that time. And if I hurt you, I'm sorry for that. But I want to let you know now, like, I want to do better. This is who I am now.
Yeah, that was Briaunna, chapter 17 through 24.
Yeah. And it made me know.
And then there was 25, and then there's 26, and now we're on chapter 26, and like this is...
Like, literally, 26 happened, it was just like, hey, bitch, we're turning the page. New chapter. Like, this is not going to be you. So, and it's so funny because, like, she was going through it, and I was like, you want to go for a ride? Like, you want to go for a car ride? Like, whatever, blah, 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 and she's only 21, but the thing is, like, and people are just like, oh, you're only 5 years older than me, like, what do you know? 5 years is a lot. 5 years, 6 months is a lot, and a month is a lot, depending on what's going on.
But the thing is that this is what's interesting about time is you can have things to offer someone that's 60 years old. Like, so it's not you're 5 years older than me. What if it's you're 35 years younger than me or something like that? Like it is what it is when it's that.
Yeah.
Period.
It is.
If you got something and I don't got it, you got it and I don't got it.
But I want to learn from you. I want to learn from you. And you just got to be open to learn.
That's where the evolution comes.
Yeah.
Because if you're not, that's when you start to see people become stagnant. And you see them, and I'm not talking about how, because I don't want people to think I'm talking about this on a superficial level where you see someone and then 5 years later you see them in the same place. That doesn't mean they have the same job. You can have the same job. I'm talking about you see them in the same place.
Yeah.
They're the exact same person.
Yeah.
There's been no revelation. There's been no epiphany. There's been no evolution.
And there's people that stay that way through their entire life. Cool. Whatever. That's them. Fuck it. Whatever. If they want to stay that way, stay that way. But don't base yourself off of that person. Like, be your own person. Like I said, Crystal always says, live with it. Live in it. Whatever you're going through, live with it. Live in it. Feel every single thing that you're feeling. Just feel it. Oh, you're sad? Fucking feel it. You're depressed? Feel it. You're happy? Fucking feel it. Live with it. Live in it. And then go throughout your life.
And I think that's where some of the wisdom of like sort of these elder beings, that we're talking about, like that's where they glean. Yeah. This sort of feeling, the fact that they're even is you feel it, so you can connect with people in a way that a lot of people don't, because you have decided you are going to feel and experience life as fully, as holistically as you possibly can.
Yeah. Someone's like, "Hey, how you feeling today?" I'm sad, and they're just like, "Oh shit." Oh
fuck!
I wasn't expecting that. You're expecting, "Oh no, I'm good. How's it going?"
Great.
Yeah. Like no. Oh no, I'm kind of sad.
Great, another day, another dollar.
But then that like it opens you into conversations. Like me and this other manager, like he is amazing and he completely like understands like living in emotions. And like there had been like so many times where I'm just like, hey dude, like I'm on my period and like I'm feeling it. Like can I cry for a minute? And he's like, yeah, go for it. Like, cool. And, like, he'll validate how I'm feeling, but then he's also there to check me and be like, hey, you're feeling this way about something, but I just want to let you know it also can be this way. Like, because you're sad, you're seeing it that way. Like, there was someone that said something about me. And if you say something about me, if I don't give a fuck about you, I really don't give a fuck about what you have to say. But this person, I gave a fuck about. They said some fucked up shit about me. And so I was sad. I was like, damn, that hurt my feelings. And so I brought it up to him and I'm like, hey, this really hurt my feelings. And he was just like, I totally understand. You're 100% validated to feel the way that you feel. But I want to let you know that it wasn't meant that way. He's like, we know that person. You know that person. You have heightened emotions. Your hormones are all over the fucking place. Like, you're on your period, like, whatever. Your hormones are everywhere. You're feeling this type of way. But I just want to let you know, you know that person. I know that person. They would never say it that way. And so that was like a reality check for me. That was just like, hold on, you're right. You're right. But he didn't say like, nah, you're fucking stupid. Like, don't think that. He was just like, no. You're feeling that way because of what's going on with you, but I just want to let you know that's not what they meant. You know, and so like that was a kind of like a check off for me to be like, hey, you know, it's your time of the month. You're a fucking woman. Like, you're going to take everything someone that means to you to heart, which I did. I took it to heart. I was fucking crying. And like, that's the thing. If you don't mean shit to me, I'm not going to cry about it.
Yeah.
Like, but that person meant like a lot to me. And that person hurt my feelings.
Well, that's why they say there's a thin line between love and hate. Because at the end of the day, it's really just amount of emotional investment you're willing to give something.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, investment of yourself you're willing to put into something. So that's why you see people go from like love to like, I'm gonna kill this motherfucker. Like you've seen that time and time again through iterations throughout history. Because whatever their also attachment or idea of love could be, which could simply be attachment, and it could be get to that point where it's like a fatal attraction, where if I can't have you, no one will.
No one will. Yep.
You know, so it definitely it can get very, very, very weird.
Yeah.
But I mean, you know, people are people. People are people. They feel. We're not all. People think that we're all like logicians. People are not that logical.
No.
People are not just constantly only making decisions based off of rationale. Like, it's not. Yeah. It's not.
It's how you perceive things. Where it's just like, I don't know. Again, being a manager, being a boss, like whatever you want to call it, of like something where it's just like the employee is going to take it some certain way. So being the manager, you know what it is. But then you have a couple employees taking it the wrong way. But then these employees have a group chat. They have like multiple, like it's word of mouth, like whatever, blah, blah, blah. So then you have 36 fucking employees coming at you. And it's just like, hold on. So then you have to like broadcast a message. And you're like, hold on. I 100% understand how you guys are feeling. But this is the real way. This is how it is. And then it's just like, oh, okay.
And now we've stumbled across how the hardship, even though people don't like to talk about that, because they're just like, fuck it, they got money, who gives a fuck? Famous people, famous people.
Yes,
because that's everything you just said. Of course, it starts off with something small, right, or something you said that was misinterpreted. Here, please. And and then it's taken and it's ran with, and a bunch of people have your photos and videos, and they're going to post you everywhere, and they're going to create their own narratives. And then now it's up to you to one of two things. Either you let people run with the story,
or you pay them to be quiet.
That's not true. And you're like, fuck it. Like, that's just what it's going to be. If people want to believe that, that's what it's going to be. And some people are built that way, some people are not, and then there are going to be others. It's like, no, this is an egregious piece of slander on my name.
Yeah. Like,
I should probably say something. And I think that there are different ways to do both of those things.
But then if you say something, it's just like, oh, you're covering it up. You're covering it up. You're just trying to like patch it up and like say the right thing, and it's just like.
Yeah. say the PC thing.
Like, people that, like, have money, it's just so, like, that's why I always say, shout out the Migos, I'd rather be rich than fucking famous. I'd rather be rich than famous. 100%. I'd rather have money and just be who I am as a person. No one knows who the fuck I am. But it's just like, I'd rather be rich than famous. Because, like, once I'm famous...
Which is the most amount of rich people. Yeah. Or people that are not famous.
Yeah.
Like, there are way more rich people than there are famous people.
For fucking sure. We have the Loudoun County. Shout out to Loudoun County. They're the richest fucking county in the United States. You don't know half of these motherfuckers.
They're chilling at the bar with a fucking button-up shirt on. Like,
we would know who the fuck they are, but they don't know who the fuck they are.
People carry themselves differently. People carry themselves differently. It's funny, people that carry themselves that have just like had money and maybe like a certain confidence that comes along with that money and privileges and opportunities and things that.
Do you not know who I am? And it's just like, no, I don't know who the fuck you are, and I really don't give a shit.
But there's a little bit of that people could use. There's a little bit of that if you had $1 million, your swagger would change. Mm-hmm. And it's like, one of the questions to ask yourself is, why don't you walk like that now?
Yeah.
Like, do you need $1 million in order for you to feel like, what is it that you're feeling once you get the $1 million?
Yep.
Why don't you feel that about yourself now?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, because that would probably change your life.
Yeah.
If you could psych yourself into thinking that you are the person that you would be if you had $1 million,
yep,
then you could probably start acting like you're there. Exactly. Like when people say act like you've been here before.
Yeah, act like you've fucking been here before. And like, again, it's not me being cocky or like conceited. But the thing is like, I tell people all the time, I know who the fuck I am. I know who the fuck I am. And like, that's why people are like, oh wow, you're so intimidating. No, I know who the fuck I am. Whether I am who I am now and the money that I make now, or me being a millionaire or being whoever, I'm going to walk the same. I'm going to do and I'm going to live my life the same no matter what. So like again, like it's not
you being intimidating doesn't necessarily have to be a lie. It could, because intimidating means nothing but the person is being intimidated.
How they feel.
It's like how they feel. It's like, are you offensive? Like, to your nature, it doesn't necessarily mean you're an offensive person, but someone could be offended by something you say.
Yeah, I mean, they're intimidated. I'm not intimidating. You're intimidated.
Right. You're intimidating to me.
Yeah. Yeah.
This other person, for some reason, has no issue talking with you or approaching you, but I feel intimidated by you.
That's a you issue.
Yeah, that's a whole different thing.
Issue. Yeah,
that's a whole different thing.
Because like it doesn't matter. I will hold my head high. I am who I am, and then I like. Again, like my sister-in-law, she's just like, you just have like this thing about you where like you just don't give a fuck, and I'm just like, I don't, because I know who I am as a person. I know that I'm a good fucking person. I know that I'm not out here intentionally hurting people. I'm a good fucking person, whether I make the money that I make now or I'm a fucking millionaire. Like, say my fucking OnlyFans kicks off, I'm still...
I love it keeps coming back though.
Not even if.
I love that it keeps coming back to OnlyFans. I love this.
If y'all are listening, if it ever kicks off, I'm gonna have Earl put it in the description.
1,000. What? Yes. Oh yeah, I'm definitely fucking supporting.
Yes, Earl's like, it's in the description box.
I'll definitely pump that through the system. Yeah.
I'll give discounts if you're like, hey, I'm from the podcast. Let me know. But it's just like,
use ALW Pod as a promo code. That's fucking hilarious.
Earl 2022 as a podcast as a code.
Oh my god!
Literally, like, that's but it's awesome. Just like, but you know, it's just like, I don't know, but it is. So I read a fact today. It's I get this like notification where it's just like fun fact of the day, where it's just like, even it doesn't matter who you are, whether you're a narcissist, whether you're like whoever, the moment that you're given some sort of authority or power, you start like feeling like a certain way, like where you're less likely to feel like empathetic towards people.
Damn, hold on, wait a second, hold that thought. I'm gonna go to the bathroom one more time.
Okay.
And we're back yet again. This is the last one. Okay, we just got to get through this, and then we can cut this off so we can go have our own hangout.
Yes.
Okay. The way it was intended in your mind the whole time, off the podcast. Okay, so finish this off with. So you think that it is inherent amongst us, so when you get power, you take that on and you slowly start to distance yourself, or not distance yourself, but that you become distanced from being able to empathize with just the lay person.
Yes. So I get this notification, and it the notification that I got today was that when people get in a position of power, they feel like they inherit this mood, whatever you want to call it, to feel less empathetic towards people. And I've managed for I've been a manager of some sort ever since I was 19 years old. But me, as just being an empathetic person, I don't know, wherever I've been, I've always been able to see both sides of things, because I've been a server, and I've been a restaurant manager. I've been a bartender, and I've been a restaurant manager. I've been on both sides of all spectrums. Anyway, so this is what it was saying, is that once you get that position of power, you kind of block out some things for people. Where I have been one bartender was I want to go to a family function tonight. Can I be cut early? And in my head, I'm are you normally cut early? No, I don't. It's fucking Friday night. It's Friday fucking night. Do you think you're being cut early? That's going on in my head, where I'm just I'm being more logical than empathetic. Mm-hmm. Where it's just but the thing is, you give that position of power to someone that's not saying I'm here all say all, but you give that position of power to someone that's not me, that's able to be empathetic, that is more in my everyday life, I'm more empathetic. So I'm just oh, they have a family. Once I hit that, all right, Briaunna, you're being kind of a dick. It's a family function. They don't normally ask off. Give them off. The other bartender is just going to have to fucking suck it up. Or you know what? You hop behind the bar, Briaunna. Let them have the night off. So if you give that to someone else that's not used to that, or it's just no, you're not getting that off. I know that you never asked for it off, but no, fuck it. You're a bartender. It is what it is. You're live with it. But then that starts growing into more, where you think that just because you as a manager, I put probably more than 60 hours into my job a week. But that's not what they signed up for. Just because you do it doesn't mean that they have to do it too. But that's where the empathy comes in. It's just well, I put so much into my job. Well, the bartender should do just as much as I'm doing. No, they shouldn't. They shouldn't, because when I signed my paper, it said 50 to 60 hours a week. I agreed to that. I agreed to that with my salary. That's not what they agreed to as a part-time bartender. Mm-hmm. So it's just that's where you start thinking about yourself, and you start thinking about the company, and you start thinking about whatever, where you're not thinking about their everyday life, where they're here every weekend. They have kids. They have a life. They have a life outside of this bar. Just because you don't, because that's what you agreed to, mm-hmm. doesn't mean that you can treat them the same way. They didn't agree to your salary. They didn't sign to that. So
which is why they're not in that position.
Which is why they're asking you, hey, can I get off at this time? Or, we do have habitual offenders. Of course. Where it's just every week you're asking me to get off on a Friday. But then when I take that Friday shift away from you and give it to someone that actually wants to work, you're just oh, my Friday money. And it's just hold on. You were just bitching about working on Fridays. So I did you a favor, and I put you on Tuesdays to where you're still going to make money, but you're just not going to work the Friday because you're always bitching about going home early.
These are boss decisions.
These are boss-ass fucking decisions.
They're not always easy, but but someone's got to make them.
Someone's got to make them, and it's me. I told the management team, I'll be the bad guy. If y'all want to point me as the bad guy, I will be the bad guy. But the thing is that I know personally that I am not the bad guy, and I'm okay with it. I love the management team that I have. And, like, we're literally like this. Like, you cannot penetrate, like, our management team. So it's just, like, when they're feeling about being the bad guy where they don't want to write someone up, I'm like, I'll do it.
Yeah. No, I get that because because it's difficult for, like, just regular level employees to understand, like, what the manager is going through. Now, some start out that way. Because, to be honest, when I was just serving, I understood the things that management was doing. I didn't always think that, like, I wasn't always taking things personally.
You have common sense.
But
you have common sense, Earl. Common sense is not common.
Exactly.
Common
it ain't too
sense
common.
ain't common.
That's what I'm saying. It's just sense.
Yeah, that's
right?
it.
That people
that's it.
So, and that's the thing. So, you know, when you get in that position, you realize you're looking at things from a completely different lens. And if you've already been where now your underlings are, then that's great. Yeah. Because that means you can also understand where they're coming from, and it should probably give you a deeper insight into what it is you're doing.
We've all started off as, like, me being at the place, like, the previous work, coming into, like, now. But then the other managers there started off as bartenders. So, like, the bartenders now can't be like, you guys don't understand. No. Like, these guys opened the place. They were hired before we even opened. They opened the place and they leveled up to management. So you can't tell them that they don't know. Like, you can't even put, like, well, you guys don't understand as management. No. They were you.
Yeah.
And now we are who we are now. Like, I'm not the same type of whatever, but people know, like, I didn't start off in management. I started off as who I was, and then I worked my way to management. So, like, we all know. We've all been in the same position, and the thing is that we jump in. Like, say a bartender leaves the bar, we get hit, I will jump back there and start fucking bartending.
Yeah.
Like, but that's the thing. I'd rather be bartending than managing. I'd rather be bartending and get fucking slammed than have to take care of the management.
Yeah,
like,
don't get
situation.
it twisted. Like, we can't jump in the trenches. Like, I've been in the trenches.
But that's the thing.
I've been getting it out the mud. Like,
apparently, like, so I started there in February. The managers before them never, ever did that. So it's just like me, the manager that I started with. So he left, went to school, but he started off there as a bartender for like 2 or 3 years. I can't remember. So he started off with the company. He opened the company, was a bartender for like 2 or 3 years. So it's just like, he knows your struggle. He comes back. We start managing at the same time. We start jumping in with them. Where it's just like, oh, you need 17 lemon drops? Fuck it, we're making 17 lemon drops. And they're not used to that. We're like, they're looking at us like, oh shit, like, you guys are, like, here with us. And it's just like, yeah. And so bartender, other guy, he moves up to management. Again, he is in the fucking trenches with us. We're hopping behind. We have like 5 bars. Like, we have like our main stations.
Yeah, I've been there quite a few times.
I was gonna say, you know what we're talking about? We've had our main stations. During the winter, we have 2 stations. During the summer, we have 5 stations that we need to hop in to where, like, if people need breaks, like, something happens, like, whatever, we are behind there and we're jumping in. And, like, I don't know how many times I've heard, like, damn, like, you guys are, like, legit. And the same thing, we had a part-time key holder. Now she's a manager, and, like, she's jumped in to help us. And, like, same thing, she started off as bartender, one of the best fucking bartenders they've ever had. To this day, she's now a manager. But the thing is like, if something happens, the director of ops is like walking through and he's just like, oh shit, you guys are like one person at each fucking bar. And we're like, yeah. You know, like, this is what we do. I've only ever had a good time there. Yeah. I've only ever heard about people having a good time there. My parents love that place. Yeah. Mostly because they love live music. So they love going anywhere where there's live music and drinks. If you tell me you're gonna have a good time, I'm like, you're probably drunk and we cut you off. Yeah, what was going on? Like, I don't get it. What was going on? Yeah. Actually, the guy Mikey who engineers this podcast, who I send this file off to, and he does his things. Him and I played a cornhole tournament there. Like, we played.
Yeah.
No, I saw Terrence's shirt and I was like, I wanted to be like, hey. No, they're there every Tuesday, Wednesday.
Yeah, man.
Every Tuesday, Wednesday.
We got our asses whooped. Okay. Well, actually, no, we did beat a team. We did beat a team, but it was also like their ever first cornhole tournament ever as well. So we beat them. But aside from them, people were so nice. I did learn a lot of things though.
Yeah.
About like rotation of the bags and like where to hold the bag, all sorts of stuff.
This man said, "Hey, we're gonna go beside your food trucks because there's less wind." And I'm like, "They're fucking bean bags. They're bean bags."
He was like, "You don't understand."
Yeah. And I'm like, "They're bean bags," and he was like, "No, there's less wind here." So he was like, "Can you cut the lights on over here? Can you make them brighter?" And I'm like,
"We'll need all that wind."
You know what?
Wind
the funny
resistance.
thing is it doesn't even matter. Yeah, I'll cut the lights on. I don't give a fuck. Yeah, fine. I'll cut the lights on. But in my head, I'm like, bro, they're bean bags. Like, what the fuck do you mean?
See, that's crazy. When they start calculating wind resistance.
Yeah. No, I saw Terrence's shirt and I was like, oh shit, I know them.
I think he got that from dodgeball. We're at a different place, but yeah, him and a bunch of my friends actually that listen to this play dodgeball, or they at least they did. I don't know if they're doing it this summer.
Well, tell your team to like fucking relax, bro.
Oh no.
Well, they came in and they were like, "Can we get a happy hour prices?" I'm like, "You are getting happy hour prices." Like, well, can we get a discount on top of happy hour prices? I'm like, "No, you're coming during happy hour. That's the whole point.
Nah, that's
it's
different.
4 to 7. It's 3 hours. Like, relax. No, you're not getting happy hour prices.
They're built different. All right. Any last words, sorry. Pod? No, that's all right because we're getting out here so we can just hang out without the microphones and all this.
Yes.
Do you have any last words to say to people? It doesn't matter. You could not. It really doesn't matter. Do you have anything you would like to say?
Be who you are. Know who you are. Well, let me start off first. Figure out who you are as a person. Because I've said multiple times, I know who I am. And it's not being conceited or cocky. I just know who I am. So know who you are as a person. Live with your feelings. Be with your feelings. And don't hurt people. You know?
That's a great piece of advice.
Don't hurt people. If you, because I had, again, Crystal, love her. Because I was talking to her today. If you are hurt, that doesn't allow you to go and hurt people just because you're hurt. That's not okay. It's not acceptable. It's not okay. Just because you're hurt, that doesn't give you the free-for-all to hurt people. Know who you are. Be who you are. Live with your feelings. Live in your feelings, and if you need help, ask for help. And don't fucking hurt people. Don't. Just because you're hurting, that doesn't give you the free for all to hurt people. You know, be who you are.
And I would say this world is a very, very big and very, very profound and layered, extremely intricate, complex place, and I don't think we got a hold on much of anything.
Nothing.
You're right.
Not a damn thing. We don't got a hold on anything.
And so I would say, just as she said, be kind. Open your heart as best you can. Open your mind as best you can. And listen.
Yes.
You may find yourself pleasantly surprised.
Yeah. Don't hurt people, man.
Episode 139. Woo!
139.
Thank you, everybody. Peace. See you soon.
Peace and love.